So Dalton.
Yeah, man.
In Beauty and the Beast, Belle didn't know that Beast was going to turn back into a human. She was 100% ready to fucking do some bestiality with him. And that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Wait, what? No, it makes me think of the Typo Negative lyric from Love You to Death where he says, I said the beast inside of me is gonna get you. But this would be the literal beast outside and inside because it's a man inside.
Yeah.
So,
but he's a fucking like half water buffalo.
But let's be honest, bro. They made that beast like attractive.
Yeah,
he was supposed to be like this hideous monster, and it's like, dude, he looks like a model beast. You surely could have done better if you were trying to make him look like disgusting and ugly.
For sure uses like herbal essence.
Fuck yeah, he moans every shower.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, always wanted to do that, like a spoof commercial.
Oh yeah.
Of guy goes in, he's staying the night at his girlfriend's house, goes in to take a shower. Goes in there to bathe. All she's got the herbal essence. So he's like, yeah, what could it hurt? And he starts doing it. And all of a sudden it cuts to the girl out there. And she just starts hearing, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Like they used to.
Yeah.
It's herbal essence. Men can use it too. Or some shit like that. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, if you think about that movie, though, she was kind of a cunt. Like, she literally went through that town singing songs about how fucking shitty everybody was.
I mean, yeah.
And then she was going to fuck an animal. He just happened to turn back into a human.
Disney movies are weird, bro. Like, dude was going to fuck a fish. Fucking Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Which always makes me think of Futurama. Why couldn't she be the other type of mermaid? Fish on top, woman on bottom. Which that brings up a whole litany of other questions, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. How you been these past couple weeks, man?
Down and up. I went through a pretty shitty spell of depression, but I got the fucking beard trimmed up nice, got a new haircut, busted a nut before the show. I'm
looking fly. He did
fantastic.
He did. I watched.
Fantastic. Speaking of, busted that nut to.
Oh, you want to go ahead and go into this?
Talk about. I'll just bring it up real quick. A friend of mine has an OnlyFans. She's looking for some new subscribers. Definitely user tested and approved. The OnlyFans is at Lola Castle 1. I'll try to get Dalton to put a link to it in the show notes, but I will put it in the Discord as well.
In the correct channel, please.
No, I'm going to put it in, what's that? What's the one channel? Share your stuff?
No, you're not. You know where it goes, motherfucker. I don't mind.
I'll just go through every channel and just post it in every channel.
All of a sudden, one host of Yabs Pod is suddenly blocked from the Discord, and no one knows why. Spamming and porn.
Yeah, no. If you look in the Yabs Pod show chat channel, you can find a link. She actually has a 3-day free trial up right now. So click a free trial and see what you can get for your money.
Yeah.
So other than that, I've started PC gaming. So
about fucking time.
Yeah, dude, my laptop gets hot as fuck playing that game, but it's running Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 on ultra settings with no real frame drop issues, except, so I keep the laptop plugged in while I'm playing it, right? Had the thought the other day, maybe if I unplug it, it won't get so hot. Unplugged it. Fucking
it immediately died, didn't it?
No, frame rate dropped to like 2 frames per second. Like it started lagging like a bitch. As soon as I plugged it back in, smooth as hell. No fucking clue why that happened. Doesn't make any sense, but fuck it. I did 3D print some feet, like some stands to get it up off the desk, get a little more airflow. I think I'm gonna buy like an extraction stand for it, where it's like the fans that basically add fans to it to suck more of the heat out.
I have one of those. Yeah, that's what I used to use on mine.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna buy one of those. My local theater does something called Flashback Cinema. It's a national program. You can look it up. A lot of theaters around the country do it. Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. This week is quite possibly my favorite movie of all time. Dun 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 dun. Jaws.
Nice.
So I went Sunday night. I was shocked because I've been to a lot of Flashback Cinema. It's one of my favorite programs, and I love supporting local theaters because, you know, the film industry is hurting now with streaming and all that shit. Like it's more important than ever now to buy tickets and go see movies you like if you want sequels to them to be made. Of course, I don't want a Jaws sequel. Although if I ever am a famous director, I want to pen and direct a remake of Jaws, which might be considered blasphemy to most people. I would consider it blasphemy, except I'm going to do it the way it should be done. So, like, I'm going to do practical effects like Steven Spielberg did in the 70s. I'm going to have a big-ass animatronic shark, everything. You know, it's going to be fucking legit. But that's going to be very expensive, and I don't think anybody would let me do that right now. If I ever become a famous director, though, like a Spielberg level director, I might can get them to let me do it. But yeah, I went to see it Sunday night, and there's usually not a lot of people in Flashback Cinemas. Like 4 or 5 people usually. Dude, the theater was fucking... This is probably a 50 to 70 seat theater. Fucking packed. I was like, hell yeah, I love this shit. So I bought a ticket to go Wednesday, tomorrow night as well, because it's my favorite movie. I'm going to go both nights and fucking watch it. So yeah, dude, seeing it for the first time on the big screen, oh, it's fucking great, man. The jump scare part got me. Like, I fucking jumped, even though I've seen the movie like 50 times. That scene, I don't know if you know the scene I'm talking about. You've seen it more than once, correct?
Yeah. I read the novelization of it too.
So when Hooper and Brody go out on the boat and they're looking for the shark at night and they come across that fisherman's boat that sank, Hooper's like, I need to check out the hole. So he puts on his scuba gear, he goes in the water, and he sees like the holes in the ship and shit, and he swims up to the one hole and pulls the tooth out, and then that fucking like bloated face just pops up in the hole.
Yeah.
I get so immersed in that scene, like just it's such a well shot, beautiful underwater scene. Get so immersed that I forget that shit happens, and like half the times I watch the movie, it fucking still makes me jump. It's like, oh shit, I forgot about that part. So yeah, I'm in the fucking theater and jump. So I'm sure the people around me were like, this motherfucker's never seen this movie before. But no, like that shit gets me most of the time.
Oh yeah.
It's Quentin Tarantino said it is one of the few movies he can say is a perfect movie. And I agree 110%. There's nothing in that movie that should be changed.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Since you're such a Jaws fanatic.
Yes.
How do you feel about Kevin Smith's movie that he wants to do, Moose Jaws?
I'll watch it.
He wants to just take the entire premise of Jaws, but he's just going to do it in Canada with a moose.
I'll watch it. Dude,
Me too.
There is a comic out there. If you people have never read it, you can probably get it on Comixology or Amazon or whatever digitally. It's small. A lot of people haven't seen it, but it's called Grizzly Shark. And it's basically a shark that lives in the woods. And it is fan-fucking-tastic. Oh my god, it is so fucking... Like, there's one scene where there's a whole family sitting at a picnic table. Like, mom, dad, a couple of kids, and a baby. Shark just comes out of the trees and he eats, like, all their torsos. The mom's tits are just flying in the air. The baby is just there crying because it missed the baby. Like, dude, it's just the craziest shit. It's so fucking fun to read, though. Like, definitely check it out if you've never read it. It's called Grizzly Shark. And then they did a sequel to it, I think, or a follow-up to it. I think it's called Ocean Bear or Sea Bear or something, where there's a bear in the ocean that's attacking people. So it's the kind of shit that people like us who've smoked our brains half retarded, the kind of shit we would come up with if I could draw, I would do comics like that. But alas, my skills are somewhat in writing. I don't think I'm that great of a writer, but I've sold like 46 copies of my book, I think. I need to add the link to that so you can put it in the show notes. I keep forgetting.
Your fucking link is in the show notes, you son of a bitch.
Well,
yes.
Damn. See, that's why you're the brains behind this operation.
Welcome.
Because I have no brains.
You know how many albums I've sold?
How many?
5.
Well, hey, I bought 3
I appreciate every one of those. Yeah, I know. I still haven't given 2 away. The people that I've offered it to have been like, no, man, I'm going to give you money for it. And I'm like,
well,
okay.
there you go.
So, but I do have 2 albums to give away.
Send them to some indie record labels.
Send it to Shaq.
Yeah, send it to Shaq. He'll play it at his DJ party.
Just all of a sudden, this just bopping little goth beat comes on, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this, Shaq?" Shaq gets fucking canceled
for
playing your music.
Is this independent artist? His name's Now the Nightmare. It's good stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
Bass goes, beat hard. DJ, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, DJ Diesel.
DJ Diesel, that's right, Diesel.
I'm trying to think, what else did I do this week? Man, going by 2 weeks, like it's hard enough for me to remember what I did today.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of, happy July 4th. Late to everyone who's listening to this, because you ain't hearing it on July 4th, because there's 4 minutes left, and we got a lot more recording to do.
Motherfucker, there's an hour and 4 minutes.
We're still not going to be done by midnight.
Fair enough.
I love how concerned you were there for just a second, though. You're like, wait, it's almost midnight?
Because I was like, where the fuck did the last hour go?
What did you do today? Because I washed the dishes, cleaned the house a little bit, took a nap, played Persona 5 Royal. Basically fucking nothing, and it was epic. Took a bath, read some of my book.
That's what Nate's doing right now, is playing Persona 5 Royal.
Nice.
According to Discord.
I am 70 hours in, and I'm not going to spoil it because I know some people listening to this are playing it. I'm in the Casino Palace. You should know what I mean by that.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Is that close to the end?
That's pretty close.
Okay.
You probably got, if you are golden pathing it in as much as you can, you know what I mean, in that game, because there are deviants that you have to do.
Yeah.
Deviations. I mean,
there's some.
You're probably got like 15, 20 hours left.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I want to say you got like the big final palace, and there's a good amount of time in there. So
yeah,
I might be wrong about though. There might be one more. Have you dealt with a? No. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. What did I do today?
Yeah. What did you do for your 4th? Oh yeah, you dealt with all the people who needed ice and beer.
I got So let me tell you, bro. My favorite people when I'm sober are drunk people. Let me tell you. And I got a lot of them today, but that'll loop in because today, I'll get back to today. If you want me to go ahead and just go. So, do you remember me bringing up the pharmacy thing?
Yes, you do. Yes, I do.
I brought that up on last episode, right? And I was awaiting repercussion.
Yeah.
Okay. If not, quick overview. I got called back to the pharmacy on a really busy day at work, and I was annoyed by it. I started filing for them. One of the girls barked at me not to overfill them, didn't tell me where to put anything. So I said, okay, Taylor can do it. And I walked out. I got called back to go back there again by my boss. I go back there and me and Taylor are talking. And I just casually said with a annoyed voice, there's like 8 of you back here and I'm busy. There's no need for me to be here. This is fucking stupid. Okay. That's it. So the pharmacist went and reported it to Trisha, who was so offended that I would talk to the pharmacy people like that she went to HR about it. And I was awaiting to hear from it. So I had a fucking incredible night over at Brandy's house the night before. I was in such a good fucking mood, dude. I went over there and we were just hanging out and relaxing. I went over there before she got off work and I did the dishes. I cleaned up and stuff so she could just come home and relax. I made chicken wraps and some corn on the cob and roasted green beans. And we sat and we watched some more American Horror Story. I gave her a foot rub. It was a good fucking night. You know what I mean? It was a good night. So the next day I go into work. I am on cloud 9. I'm in such a good mood. And I'm not letting anything bother me. and I go on lunch and I'm like texting with her and stuff. And then I go back in and I come in from lunch and I go walk to the back to grab something. And I come walking back out and I hear my boss's screech. Who is that? Is that Mike? Nope. It's Dalton. Where were you? I called you. I just got back from break. Have you been to lunch? I wanted to be like, what the fuck did I just say? But I was just like...
You should have said, no, I haven't. Should I go?
And it just took another one.
Just took another one.
Because apparently there's an issue with the computer up front that if you try to use Chronos, sometimes it doesn't communicate it back to the computer in the back. Here's what it actually is. Sometimes, I can almost guarantee you, people just don't feel like clocking out for lunch. They just feel like getting paid for that because they've been busting their ass all fucking day. So they don't. And then they just go, oh, well, wait, well, I told it it did because I've done it. Fuck it, I don't care. At this point, I could give a shit. What I'm going to get to in this story, if they ever hear this podcast, it doesn't fucking matter. So anyway. So she goes, have you taken a lunch? And I said, yeah, I just got back. I don't have any clock outs from you all week for lunch. I was like, oh, I got a little greedy. I was like, word? I said, no, I mean, I've taken a lunch every shift other than the short shifts. Okay, well, where did you clock out at? I said, well, one time I did it from the Zebra, which is like that fucking stupid handheld phone thing that we have. I said, I clocked out on the Zebra. And I said, and other times I just clock out on the front computer. And she goes, and where did I tell you to clock in? I said, you told me to clock in when I get here and clock out in the office.
Yeah.
Never. I was like, I was ready to die on the hill that you never mentioned lunch. You said when I clock in and clock out, I do it in the office. Clock in and clock out is not lunch.
Yeah.
That's just me being a dick, though. I didn't go there.
Semantics.
And she's like, exactly. So she goes, you say semantics, I say petty.
I mean, semantics can be petty.
So she's like,
you're technically correct. The best kind of correct.
So she says, well, you need to clock out no matter what in the office. Okay. Whatever you say, Trisha. All right. And I need to see you in the office for a few minutes. All right. I'm going to finish up doing what I'm doing and I'll come find you. Okay. So she goes waddling off. Goes over and I hear her go to the pharmacy and say, Kelly, I'm ready. And immediately I said, fuck my life. I looked at Michaela, who was working next to me on the aisle, and I said, and she goes, Dalton, I'm ready for you. And I just looked at Michaela and I just said, what fucking bullshit is it this time? And Michaela just starts cracking the fuck up because she knows how it goes. You know what I mean? So I go walking in there and it's Trisha and the pharmacist and she's like, okay. And I'm sorry, this is where she brought up that she didn't have any clock outs for me all week. Because as soon as she walked in, I said, no, I've taken lunches every shift. So anyway, we talked about that. So then she says, so we're here to talk about the incident in the pharmacy. And I immediately, by the way, when I first walked into the office, I shot a text to Brandy that just said, I might be losing my job right now. So I'm in the middle of this meeting. I could feel my phone going, just like a couple times of her being like, what? Why? So anyway, she says, I'm trying to remember how she worded it. Long story short, she gets on to me about it and's like, they gave me the choice of terminating you or giving you your final written warning. And I chose to give you a final written warning. And in my head, I'm like, damn it. Because I was like, dude, at least if she fires me, I can get unemployment while I look for a job.
Yeah.
And then actually focus on like making more music and stuff too while have spare time while I'm looking for a job. And I was like, okay. And she goes on about how, and I was made aware of your social media post. She's like, I have it printed right here. I don't need to show you what it says. You typed it. Here's the funny thing. I have no fucking idea what she's talking about.
I would have been like, actually, I have a social media person. I have no idea what's getting put on there.
Damn. I didn't think about that. That would have been a great fucking comeback.
Use the fucking celebrity shit. Like, I don't know. There's somebody that runs my social media. I don't have any control over that.
So she's like, I'm sure you just wrote this out of anger or whatever. And I went, yeah. You know, because I'm thinking in my head, like, whatever it was, I promised you, bitch, I meant it. You know, I was venting, but yeah, I promise you I meant it, whatever it was. And so my brain is immediately storming. All right, who do I need to go block on Facebook? Immediately. And she says that she's going to give me this thing that I have to acknowledge that I read that's a social media, some stupid corporate bullshit. Yeah. And I immediately...
Social media SOPs. Standard operating procedures.
If she ever fires me, which may be the case, and I'll get to that. I'm gonna be like, I know there's a social media policy. Is there a podcast policy? Because you should listen to Yabs Pod, yet another BS podcast. Or corporate should suck my dick.
Yeah.
Right?
Bitches.
Suka meine dicka. So I walked out. Oh no, I'm sorry. So she goes, is there anything that you want to bring up or say for yourself or anything? Like, before I ask you my final question? And I said, yeah, actually there is something. The time that my truck broke down when I was at Mehgan's house, and I called in the night before to let Brandy know. Different Brandy. This is one that I worked with. If listeners know that, what the fuck am I talking about? So, I'm like, when I called Brandy to let her know that I wasn't going to make it in the next day because I had to be there at 2. Mehgan lived 3 hours away. And what the fuck was I going to do? You know what I mean? Now, here's the kicker. Between all of us, we're all friends here, right? When I made that call, Megan's laying on the couch to me naked, laying next to me on the couch naked. My truck is fine.
Yeah.
We just wanted another day together. Nothing wrong with that. Fuck work sometimes, dude.
Absolutely.
Now, when I called in, as listeners will remember, because I'm sure I vent about it at the time, Brandy's response was, "What the fuck do you want, Dalton? I am fucking busy." To which I replied, "Well, I'm just letting you know I'm not going to be in tomorrow." "You're really causing me a fucking issue, Dalton. You're making it a fucking problem." So I said to Trisha, I repeated that to Trisha. And I looked at the pharmacist and I said, and I apologize for what I'm about to say. Because I wanted to be like, because apparently you're a touchy cunt. But so I said that to Trisha, and I said, and nothing ever came of that, Trisha. Nothing. And she said, well, you never came to me about it. I said, and I even did the whole pointing in my hand thing that you do when you're trying to make a point. I said, I absolutely did. I said, I came to you. I came to you. I came to Kayla, and I came to Jess. I came to all of you about it, and nothing happened. Yep. I was like, and that's not even counting all the times that M cussed at me and Nick and Lane and all of us. And I so fucking bad wanted to say, and do you notice a fucking pattern here, Trisha? That you didn't get mad when the women cussed at us, but I said fuck in front of someone, and now you've got this big fucking hard on for me that you're giving me a final written warning for it, you fucking cow?
Yep.
I know listeners are like, God damn, Dalton, I just want you to be happy at work. I promise you, I am no longer stressing this fucking job anymore. And I will get to that again in just a second. So Trisha looks me dead in the face and goes, okay, my final question for you. Why are you so unhappy? Like, why do you seem like you hate it here?
This one you should have been like,
it feels so mad.
Just do that fucking John Travolta scene from Pulp Fiction where you're just like just looking around with your hands
looking around. So I said to her, I said, you want me to be honest with you, Trisha? I said, and I'm going to be very, very blunt with my wording here. And I looked at the pharmacist again and I said, and I do apologize. And I looked back and I said, I'm sick and fucking tired of asking people for credit cards. I said, I don't mind doing charity. I don't mind getting people to donate to charity, even though charity is usually bullshit too. But at least there's something decent behind it. Walgreens trying to hawk a credit card that's got like up to 30-something% APR is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that normal credit cards also have high APR, right? But this is just a Walgreens store card.
Yeah.
And it's like,
who
oh, you
needs
get
enough shit from Walgreens that they need a credit card for it.
thank you. It's a fucking convenience store attached to a pharmacy.
More or less, yeah.
And, you know, and we can't even be the cool pharmacies like back in the day when you had the soda machines where they would straight make you vanilla Coke and it was like a raw vanilla Coke. It was delicious.
Oh, yeah.
There used to be one in Gainesville that you could still go to as a drugstore and they had that fucking, dude, it was the best vanilla Coke I've ever had. So I just laid it out there, dude. I was like, here's all the issues that I've been having. I said, listen, you know, I get stuck working up front anytime I'm working with Nick because he's the godsend child of this fucking store. I was like, and he gets to go do what he wants to do. I was like, I am tired of working 8 hours, or you give me 6 hours to do 9 hours worth of work, and that would take 2 people, and it's on my job to get it all done. I'm tired. I'm hurting. I almost pulled the CM Punk. I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children.
Yeah.
And I just let it out there. And she's like, well, how do you think we can fix that? Because credit cards aren't going away. And she said, in fact, they're getting stricter on them. I said, yeah, it's getting really, really seeming like it's mandatory to get them. She goes, no, it's mandatory to ask for them. I said, yeah, I know it's mandatory to ask for them now. I said, but they are making it more and more mandatory to get them. Every day when I walk in here, you ask me, you got a credit card yet? Did you get a credit card yet? Did you get a credit card yet? My answer is always going to be no, because I don't try hard, because fuck it. And she's like, well, you know, you have the lowest in the store. I'm like, cool. I'm actually proud of that. It's like, I've gotten one.
People over.
I've gotten one, and that is because Kayla came up behind me and just talked a mile a minute until that person just said yes to shut her up. I love Kayla to death, but that's how she gets credit cards, is she just talks to people about them until they're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to give people that shit, dude. I watched my parents go through bankruptcy over credit cards, dude. I'm not fucking around with that stuff. I will have one if I need one, but I will never use it to spend frivolously because I've seen what it can do.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So I don't fault people for having credit cards, dude. Use them. If you can have a credit card and you can pay it off, by all means. But not everyone that I'm offering this fucking Walgreens credit card to, especially since it's Synchronicity Bank. I don't know. It's a shitty bank.
Synchrony. They do all the like store cards now for Best Buy and Walgreens and whoever.
Yeah, they're a predatory company.
Oh, they're fucking 100% predatory. They all are. So back during the Obama administration, Obama passed the CARE Act, and it put all these stipulations on credit card, because what credit card companies were doing is they would change your due date every month to try to get you to miss it so they could charge you that fee.
Yeah.
$35 or whatever. I mean, they did shit like they adjusted interest rates. They changed your month, whatever the day your credit card payment was due, to try to trick you into missing it. Just predatory shit. Like Obama said it, where they have to set a date, the same date every month for your credit card to be due. They could not charge you a late fee unless you were more than 14 days late. It was something like it was like they adjusted how you qualified for a credit card, so they couldn't give people credit cards that shouldn't have credit cards. Shit like he stabilized that market, and guess what? Soon as fucking Trump got in office, he said, "Oh, Obama made that rule. Throw it out." So now all that shit's fair play again.
It's so fucked, dude.
Yeah.
So that was how that meeting went. So I walked out of there, shot a text to Brandy, shot a text to my mom. I think shot a text to you. Well, I didn't lose my job, but I'm on my final written warning.
How long do you think it's going to take you to get another final written warning? Because I don't think she's going to fire you unless she has to, because she can't fucking get anybody to replace you. Because if she wanted to fire you, she could have fired you there. She knows she needs you at that store.
Yeah. What was funny as fuck to me is that, and they'll never listen to this, so I don't mind actually saying who it was. Taylor comes running up to me in the back.
Yeah.
There's no mics, no cameras or anything in this particular area. And she just goes, I swear to God, it wasn't me. They made me write a statement to HR. I told them I didn't want to, and they made me write it. I'm like, Taylor, calm down. I didn't think it was you. You have cussed at me so many times. I was just talking to you. She goes, it was Kelly. Like, without missing a fucking beat. She's like, it was Kelly. Kelly told on you. I'm like, Taylor, I don't care. I don't care who told on me. It's all good. Oh, and that was another thing. When I was leaving, Trisha goes, and you know our rule on retaliation, right? And I'm like, I said, this felt so good to say. I said, if I'm honest with you, Trisha, I don't even give a shit. I was like, I don't give a shit enough to retaliate. It is such a little dumb moot thing to me that you're so mad that I said the F word, which I probably say 200 times a day. So moving on from work, we'll take a little break from work and then we'll go back to what happened today.
What else have you done the last 2 weeks? Oh, one thing I did forget. I finally replaced my PS5 yesterday. So now I have a functioning PS5 again. I can actually use my racing sim again. But now I don't have the money to buy a fucking PSVR 2. So
bum.
Back in the
I will gladly
again.
take your PS5 that doesn't have a working disk drive because I like digital shit.
Problem is I changed the laser out and now it only boots to safe mode because it doesn't recognize the disk drive. But GameStop will pay me $200 and something store credit for it broken. So
not bad.
Taking that bitch back up there tomorrow and getting half the money back.
I was about to say
because the used one was like $439.99 or something. So if I can get $200 back, that's at least half the money I had to spend on that. So I don't remember when it was, if it was Thursday night after I had gotten home from Brandy's, or it might have been Friday after I dealt with that work stuff, or it might have been before that. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She had asked me to house sit for her. Yeah.
While she was out of town, take care of the animals and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Absolutely. So that's where I've been the past few days, is over there. I love her animals.
Yeah.
Nellie the dog, Hopper and Ghost, the two kitties. I love them. They are so sweet. And Nellie just like wouldn't leave my side unless I let her out. Other than that, she was like laying by me or she was up in my grill getting pets, giving me hugs. She literally gives hugs. She will wrap her front paws around you and lay her head on you. And it's freaking adorable.
Oh yeah, that's always nice.
So like while I was over there, I like she was having an issue with one of her trash cans being gross. So I fixed that for her and cleaned it out and bleached it and all that stuff. I swept, I vacuumed, I did her dishes and stuff. I made it like pristine. So when they got home today, it was like, it looked good. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny. She's got cameras up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say where, but she's got cameras up and I know about them. And I would go out front to like smoke a joint or something. And I always call her a goddess, right? And I joked around with her. I was like, I call you a goddess and now you're talking to me from the sky. Because all of a sudden I would just hear, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize she could talk to me through the camera. So I'm like, hello. Are you having a good day? Yeah. So I'm just like, some of like her neighbors probably thinking like I'm psychotic, just looking up at this roof, being like, yeah, talking to the roof people. And she was calling her dog and stuff. It was pretty cute. But before I talk about her, because I want to get the work shit out of the way, because then I do have something I want to bring up there. So today, you asked me, what did I do on July 4th? I went to work. I was at work for a little over an hour before I possibly lost my job, right? So here's what went down. One of our local druggies came in, who notoriously, everyone knows this lady steals from us. There's nothing we can do about it, though. Again, listeners, walk into your local Walgreens, grab whatever you want, and wave to them on your way out. They can't do anything.
We'll call this lady Martha Meth Head.
We'll call her, Martha the green-haired meth head. So if she ever hears this, bitch, you know who you are.
Yeah,
you
Martha.
You got that sunken Skeletor-ass looking face with your green hair. But you're fat at the same time. I don't know how that works. Anyway.
Fat Skeletor.
Fat Skeletor. Fatator. I don't know. I make fat jokes because I am fat.
That just sounds like a fat matador.
Fatator.
Like that's a fucking enemy in a JRPG. Just a fat matador.
Oh my god, Dragon Quest 12 needs the Fatador.
Or enhancement talent on 2K, my GM mode. Fatador.
Fatador teaming with, what was the one guy's name?
Jerry Hattrick.
Yeah, there you go, Jerry Hattrick. Oh my god. So she comes in and I ring her up and she's perfectly fine. And she's like, I got to go out to my car. I have something I need to return. I'll be back. Okay. So she leaves. She comes back like 30 minutes later. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing in your car for so long? So she comes back and she's got like 5 things. Huh?
She took a meth nap.
Meth nap. So, no, you don't get naps on meth. You don't get sleep at all.
No, she came down and crashed in her car for a little bit and then...
So she comes back in. She's got like 5 things to return on 2 different receipts, and they're all digital receipts. So I am like actively trying to help her. It's not working. So I'm like, all right, just work with me here and we'll get it done. She's like, yeah, that's fine. It is going swimmingly until it tells me that I'm going to have to put some of it onto a Walgreens store card.
Yeah.
Now, all that means is that when she bought that, she used some of her points that she had accumulated from being a Walgreens shopper. And Walgreens is not going to just give you that fucking money back because that was not your money in the first place, technically.
Yep.
So they're like, that money's going to go onto a store credit card. Or not the credit card, just a store card. Like a gift card thingy. And then the rest of the money that you actually paid out of your account will go back onto your card. That's how it works. That's how I tried to explain it to this dumb bitch. And she's like, I want my money to go back on my debit card. Yes, ma'am. I understand that. So it's going to put most of it on there. But because you got it, either like on a sale or it got it like if you use points, it's going to put it onto this and the rest of it's going to go onto your card. But it's just going to be a little bit that has to go on. I've seen it take like 5 cents and put it on or $1 and put it onto the card. And she's like, well, it needs to go to my debit card. And I said, ma'am, I don't know what to tell you. You can't help me? You don't know why it's doing this? Ma'am, I just work here. I never thought I'd have to say that.
Yeah.
But today, those words came out of my mouth. Ma'am, I just work here. Are you a manager?
Nope.
No. At this point, I started getting short with her. No. Well, can I speak to, or is there a manager here? And Miss Edie, who was the shift manager on duty, is ringing people up 2 registers down from me.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. There's 1 register between us. So I pointed. I said, yeah, she's right there. Well, is she going to know what she's talking about more than you? Because clearly you don't know what you're talking about. I'd rather talk to her. So I still had that gift card in my hand, right? And I had just had enough. And I slammed that motherfucker on the counter. Boom! All right. And I just walked off. And I hear this lady. Wow! What an attitude. Can you believe him? And she's like looking at the other people in line who are all trying not to look at her because they're all embarrassed for her because she's being a fucking moron.
Yep.
And so I said, Miss Edie, have at it. And I walked off. So I'm blocking in the center aisle and I hear her talking shit. Like just saying, he's so rude. He should be fired. He shouldn't even work here. Blah, blah, blah. After I had literally like rang her up, gave her a military discount because the senior discount's not working. I don't even know if she's old enough for it. She looks like she is because of all the drugs she's done. So why not throw it to her? This bitch had the audacity. So I went walking back up there, Jeremy. And I walked back up there and I didn't walk to the counter. I just walked up there enough that she could see me and hear me. And I said, this whole thing could have been avoided had you not copped an attitude with me. I did not cop an attitude with you. What are you doing right now, lady? Is exactly what I said. What are you doing right now, lady? And I don't know what came over me. I said, you're being a jabroni. And she looks at me and says, well, you're being belligerent.
You're being belligerent?
Belligerent. Now, everyone listening, soak in the irony that she tried to call me belligerent.
She didn't even know the fucking word.
And couldn't get the fucking word out because she was being belligerent.
Now, Lee, you listen here, you son of a bitch. I bought these daddy lights with points, but I want money for them.
I want money. I got math to buy. So I'm like, at this point, I know I'm going to get in trouble already. Right? I had already called her a jabroni.
Oh, yeah.
There was only one place to go with this. And I said, all right, you know what? I'm done here. Why don't you take that attitude you got, lady, shine it up real nice, turn it sideways, and stick it. And I just walked away. And I should have went, up your candy ass if you smell. La, 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 la. I should have just went with the whole thing. But I didn't. I just told her to stick it. And then I walked off. And I was fuming. And then I remembered a conversation I had had the night before with Brandy, where I told her I wasn't going to let this stupid fucking job get to me anymore. And she told me that she was proud of me for that. And a fucking calm washed over me, where I was no longer mad, just annoyed that it happened. Right? So I start blocking, and there's a lady in the back who's an older lady who's like looking for some stuff. And I went over to her. I was like, ma'am, is there anything I can help you find? And I was helping. And so I helped her look for some vitamin D and stuff. And like helping this sweet old lady like calmed me the fuck down.
Yeah.
So then I go and I start blocking. And I hear Edie call Kayla up front, but I can still hear that lady fucking chirping like a hen up there. So I'm like, I'm not going up there. So Kayla goes up there and handles the situation. And then Kayla comes, or I'm sorry, Edie was handling that lady, but Kayla came up to ring up the other people that were in line.
Yeah.
So Kayla comes, I'm blocking. I had blocked like half the store already. And Kayla comes up to me, which for people who don't know, blocking is just straightening, making things look good. Kayla comes walking up. I'm not even looking at her. And she goes, well, and I turned and looked at her and she goes, I heard you handled that better than most. She goes, and you handled it better than we thought you would. Let's go to the office and talk about it. Okay. So we went in there and, I told Kayla what happened, and she goes, first of all, that lady is notorious. She's the one that told me that lady's notorious for stealing here. So like, and then that lady has had an issue with one of every of the cashiers at some point over money and returns and things like that. So this was not an isolated incident, which made me feel a little better about it. Kayla goes, now, is Trisha might say something about you slamming the card down on the counter? Yeah. She goes, but I don't think that lady knows what your name is, and me and Edie didn't give it to her. She's like, so if she complains to HR, we can just blow it off as something else, whatever. Yeah. And I looked at Kayla. I said, well, you realize if she calls Trisha, I'm fucking out of here. And Kayla goes, I know, and I'm really worried about that, Dalton. But, yeah, so it was just like, no, dude, there was no issue. And I went up there and told Edie, thank you for letting me walk away. And she goes, no. If you ever need to walk away from a situation like that, you call me, sweetie, and you can walk away, because I'd rather you not flip out on them, And apparently, so according to Kayla, the lady who was next in line, there's like an older blonde lady, was asking Kayla, like, what happened after that crazy lady had left? She was like, what just happened? Kayla was like, I don't know. I just got called up here. I don't know. And so she asked Edie, and Edie goes, well, it's not policy for us to tell you, things like that or whatever. And the blonde woman apparently said, well, I don't know what happened, but I just want to say that he did not deserve that. And I was like, fucking thank you for sticking up for me, lady, because fucking A.
Would you write an incident report for me in my favor?
Could you write a paper real quick that just said that I didn't deserve that shit?
I'll give you this 5-cent gift card she left on the counter.
Oh, dude, it's funny. It is funny that you mention 5 cents. We have this stand up by the front now that's Kit Kats.
Yeah.
2 for $4. They're churro flavored. We get a nickel for every 2 for $4 we sell.
Nice.
Yay. Just another thing for us to fucking shill.
Yeah.
So.
Here's my thing, though. The credit card thing. And this is something that's corporate retail wide. They're always like, you got to push the credit card, you got to push the reward card, blah, blah, blah. What if they gave y'all a bonus? Dalton, every credit card you get signed up, you're going to get $10 on your check. You would be a lot more willing to try to sign up 20, 30 people for credit cards.
Yeah. And they do something where, like, if you're the top card getter or something, you get like $50 Walgreens rewards points or something like that.
But that's
like,
the thing
you
is,
use in store.
That's bullshit. That's not a good incentive. They're going to make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in interest off these credit cards.
Not only that, they get a flat rate for every sign up.
Yeah. It's like, Dalton, we're going to give you $5 for every credit card you get signed up. You get 10 of them a week. That's an extra $50 a week. That's $200 a month going in your pocket. You're going to be more apt to you're not going to force it on people. You're going to be more apt to try to talk people into signing up for it.
Yeah. What they get right now is it's going to present you an offer for a Walgreens MasterCard. If not, just hit that no thank you button for me.
Yeah. But if they said, hey, Dalton, you'll get $5 for everyone, you might be like, oh, here's the benefits of it. It could be good. You get, discount coupons that you don't get otherwise, blah, blah, blah. You might try to convince them to do it. You're not going to force them to do it. That's
and if I got $25 of the $500 or so they get just per credit card sign up from Synchrony, if they gave me like $25, I'd be like, listen, this credit card will suck your dick.
Yeah. But I'm saying, even if it was $5, even if it was $5, you start thinking all of a sudden, well, if I can sign up 20 people a week, I'm making an extra $100 a week. That's a fucking car payment on a brand new car every month. Then you're in the mindset of, hey, this is beneficial to me to get these people to sign up for these credit cards instead of fuck Walgreens. Fuck them. Why should I help them out? No, you're helping yourself. That's what I don't understand about these fucking CEOs and corporate boards and all that shit. They're so fucking greedy. I have this talk with GameStop employees all the time. Like, man, rewards cards are $25 a year now. If GameStop said every reward card you get signed up or renewed or whatever, we'll give you $1 of that 25. We'll give you $1. If you can get 100 of them a week, $100 a week extra in your check. Yeah. How is that going to hurt bottom lines? I mean, for GameStop, it's a different story because they're losing money like $125 million a quarter. So Walgreens isn't losing money like that. They can afford to give you guys $5 for every credit card you sign up.
Here's the thing. Walgreens could afford to get rid of the part of the store that I work in and just keep the pharmacy and stay profitable.
They're working on that. They're building standalone pharmacies now.
Good. We don't need another fucking convenience store.
Do you know at one point Walgreens was the largest toy retailer in the country?
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Our toy section is shit now, but
yeah, but like pre-COVID, Walgreens, I'm talking Walmart, Toys R Us, everybody. By volume, Walgreens was the largest toy retailer in the country as far as what they were ordering from toy companies. And you got to think, for every
pops, dude.
Well, no, even without that, for every one Walmart, for every one Target, for every one Toys R Us, Best Buy,
like 4 Walgreens,
at least 4 or 6 Walgreens, and you have a whole aisle of toys. Like every city has, I think Wake Forest has probably 6 or 7 Walgreens, at least. It's honestly, it's a little fucking ridiculous. Like, they could probably help their bottom line by just building like 2 very large Walgreens instead of 6 regular size ones.
Yeah. So that's been work. Other than that, it's just been bullshit. But I'm not letting it get to me anymore, dude. I'm really not. I made that promise to Brandy. I'm gonna keep that. Like, I'm not gonna let it fucking get to me anymore.
I do have something else I did this week. After you finish your story.
Well, no, I'm about to go into something else. So go ahead, because this is gonna take a second.
So I did something yesterday that I've never done in my life before.
You sat the right way jerking off on the toilet.
No. Haven't done that in years. I got waxed for the first time ever.
Oh, like Brazilian?
No.
Oh.
Shoulders, upper back, and ears. So, you see the TikToks and shit where they put the fucking wax and the sticks in your ears and you yoink them out.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then so my shoulders, I get from my dad's side of the family. My dad's shoulder hair was so thick and bushy, it like used to hold his shirt up off his shoulders. I have that hair on my shoulders.
God.
I fucking hate it. I think it's gross as shit. So finally, I went and got a haircut yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I asked the girl, I was like, do you know any good places around here that do waxings with like walk-ins? And she's like, well, there's a European wax center. And they do, she's like, if you're not picky about who you're getting, you could probably get an appointment today. I was like, okay. So I went over there and they did an appointment. And it's not pleasant. Not like getting a blowjob, but it's not as horrible as it was not like the 40-year-old virgin scene.
You've got to remember how many blowjobs that I have had that involve teeth because
of normal
width,
blowjob.
Width reasons.
A normal
blow. Okay, I get you.
It's not like that scene in the 40-year-old virgin, at least not for your shoulders. It fucking stings, but it's what I imagine a decent chest chop feels like. where like you're stinging for an hour or so, but like, bro, my shoulders are fucking baby smooth. Baby smooth. My ears, I don't have those fucking long ass hairs sticking out of my ears anymore. Almost got my nose done, but I just don't know if I could have handled that or not. That seems like one
I don't know why.
Tears to your eyes.
I know that you're talking about getting hair removed and stuff, and you said I thought about getting my nose done, and I straight up was about to say you don't need a nose job, dude. You look fine.
No,
like
oh, dude, I got that fucking Triple H nose. Like when I like, it's not like flexing.
No, you don't. Motherfucker, have you seen Triple H from the side lately? You do not have Triple H nose.
I have the front profile Triple H where it's like, you know where his nose is broken in the middle and it kind of like has that hitch.
Yeah.
I have that hitch in mine. And like I like my nose. My nose looks good on my face.
I have a big nose.
The only thing I hate about my face is I have like not puffy cheeks, but like full cheeks. So like when I smile, I feel like I look fat and weird. But
you know what's fucked up? Other than my teeth, I don't like my teeth, but that's just because they're crooked.
I hate my teeth
because I couldn't afford. Back in the day, I got top braces, but I didn't get bottom ever. So my bottom teeth I have a very, very distinctive bite that I leave on girls.
Yeah.
But I have never had an issue with my face. I have always thought that I was a good looking dude, personally. I was just always really fat.
I'm getting better looking with age, I think. My face is kind of slimming some, and I'm getting better at stylizing, getting my hair and my beard right, you know. So I feel like I'm getting better looking with age.
And I kind of feel like I am too. You know what I mean? Like you said, like obviously I've been losing weight, which I'm going to bring up here in a minute, but my face is slimming down. I guess I can just bring it up now. Fuck it. I'm down to I weighed today. I'm at 286.2.
Hell yeah.
So I'm getting closer, man. I want to hit that 275.
You are almost to my highest weight. The most I've ever weighed was 281. So you're almost in Jezza range, and it's not bad.
I think I'm going to start adding burpees to my.
I fucking hate burpees so much. Oh my god.
Burpees and what are the other ones too? Where you're laying on your back and you bring your elbow to your knee, and then you bring your elbow to your knee, like you got your hands like this.
A modified crunch, basically.
It's like a type of crunch. It's like a runner's crunch or something like that.
Crunches are not great for you though. What's better for you is I'm trying to think of the name of it. So basically you lay on your back and then you lift your butt and lower back and you almost do like a running motion with your knees. Like you're kind of up and you're doing like that. That works your lower belly. That's what a lot of women don't understand. You can do that and get rid of what's called the mommy pouch, where you have like that little bit of stubborn fat on your lower belly. I fucking think it's amazing. We have a topic. We have a topic about that later.
Yeah, we'll get there.
That exercise helps that. And you know what you should do? It's low impact and it's killer for your core. Do planks. Do fucking planks. Get in the push-up position on your elbows, lock your butt cheeks and clench your abs and just hold it until you can't fucking hold it anymore. That will shred belly fat. Just fucking shred it.
I've been trying the leg lifts, like when I'm laying in bed, hold my legs up for as long as I can and as high as I can. You know what I mean? I know that's a different part of your body trying to work it out. But yeah, I'll give the planks a shot.
But you're not supposed to lift them as high as you can. You're only supposed to lift them about 3 inches off the surface.
Well, goddamn, no wonder I was struggling. I was holding them like 6 inches, 7 inches up, like, Gah!
Like 3 to 5 inches. Like lock your abs, like flex your abs and just hold them up. Just hold them until you can't hold them anymore. And that works that core area too. People underestimate, because the core is not a vanity muscle. You know, the core is what's underneath, and that's where your strength comes from. A lot of people underestimate how important that is for losing weight and for keeping tone, because the bigger a lot of people don't understand, the more muscle you have, the more energy it takes to run your body. So you're going to naturally stay slimmer because your muscles are taking everything you put in. So there's not anything to store as fat. So
I just, like I said, I want to keep shrinking my belly and I want to find a workout that's going to help me shrink my titties, my man titties some.
Oh yeah.
Though I know that, you know, that might be a thing that I eventually have to get surgically done. I get it. It is what it is.
Quite possibly. Yeah. There's a dude I've seen, and I hate to body shame people. I don't want this to sound like body shaming because I'm very impressed that the guy did this. He went from like probably about your size, bigger, you know, your bigger size to, you know, pecs and abs, and like, dude looked fucking good. But dude, his fucking nipples, where he had big old man titties, his nipples are down on like the first layer of abs on his stomach. And it just looks so fucking weird. I'm like, dude, you got to get like some skin removal and get those up where they're supposed to be.
Here's the thing. I don't want to be shredded though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I am one of those guys who, like, I enjoy having a dad bod in a way.
And dude,
because as long as I'm not, here's the thing. I'm shredded. I look like a fucking Adonis, right? Yeah. So I get with a really fucking hot girl and I have to keep that up.
Yep.
Unless she really fucking loves me. Because if not, the minute that I like start getting a dad bod, she's going to drop me because I'm not taking care of myself anymore.
Yep. That's what I tell people, because I hear these like fat, out of shape, you know, basement dweller dudes is like, they want these super hot, fit chicks. And they're like, oh, she just doesn't like me because of how I look. It's like, dude, you think she's hot. You only like her because of what she looks like, because you don't have anything in common, because she's going to want to go out running, and she's going to want to go to the gym, and she's going to want to eat healthier foods and shit. You're not going to want to do any of that shit. And your relationship's going to be fucking miserable.
And not only that, those dudes usually aren't funny.
No.
They're not charming. They're not charismatic.
They're incels.
One of my favorite quotes ever was from Beer League. Artie Lang. He looks at this girl and he goes, listen, honey. She goes, you're hilarious. Like, why are you so funny? He goes, listen, honey, you want to know who gets laid less than funny fat guys? Serious fat guys.
Yep.
And that is a line that fucking stuck with me. You know? And I have been funny ever since. I mean, I was funny before that, but you know what I mean? Like, when I was in high school, I think we talked about this before, I used to get girls way out of my league for the weight that I was at. And people would be like, man, how? I'm like, dude, I listen. I'm charming. I can't rely on my looks like you guys do. You guys can be fucking shallow and an inch deep because you look good.
Yep.
And that's what these girls want. They want a guy that looks good. Believe me, I've dealt with that. Like, that's not what I was looking for. And that's never what I want. You know what I mean? Do I want my girl to think that I look good? Yeah. But do I want her to solely decide to want to be with me because I look good? No, dude, I want you to like me as a person first and foremost. Looks fade. Your soul is eternal.
That's what I tell people is like, I would love to look like Austin Theory. I would love to have a chiseled Adonis of a body, but I want to do it for the man in the mirror. I don't want to do it to get hot chicks, because like you said, women who care if you have 6-pack abs and big arms and shit are shallow women that you are not going to be happy with. Don't transform your body to match what somebody else wants. Make your body what you want it to be and what you feel comfortable with. And there are exceptions to that. I love Lizzo to death. I think Lizzo's an amazing person. But I don't think it's good to tell people it's okay to be extremely overweight, because it is very unhealthy and it's very hard on your body. Like, be comfortable with yourself. Nobody should be body shamed regardless of what they look like. But you have to take your health into consideration too. Like, we all have roughly the same size hearts, lungs, you know, cardiovascular system, nervous system, and all. So if you are 5'6" and you weigh 150 pounds, you're probably okay. You weigh 300 pounds and you're 5'6", your body is under serious fucking strain.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell some fit people, because I know, like, I saw a video on TikTok where the guy's like, he's fit, he's a personal trainer, and he's like, it's very easy for people who are in shape to tell heavy people, just go out there and move, just do this. He's like, so what I did is he took like 100 pounds of weight and strapped it on his torso and tried to do simple things like toe touches and shit like that. He's like, this is what people are walking around with every day. They're exhausted because they're carrying all this extra weight. It's so hard on your body. He's like, so that's what he says. That if you haven't been in these shoes, you don't really understand how hard it is to carry all that extra weight around every day.
And you know what's amazing to me is that even at my strongest, like I'm nowhere near as strong as I was when I was in high school, when I was on the weightlifting team and stuff. You know, I used to bench, and I had the squat record, or not squat, the deadlift record, even though they wouldn't honor it.
Yeah.
I had the deadlift record. I beat that motherfucker by 15 pounds, but
nice.
fuck them, because the coach didn't see me and he didn't believe the entire fucking class saying that they saw me do it.
Yeah.
Whatever. But even at my strongest, dude, I used to be able to bench. I was benching 285.
Oh, yeah.
I have always struggled with push-ups.
Yep.
And pull-ups. I don't know why. Like I said, I could bench all day.
Oh, I can bench my body weight.
I start throwing some push-ups, dude.
Well,
they hurt my shoulders.
It's because it could be joint problems, but it's also your core. Bench press doesn't engage your core. Push-ups engage your core. So if you have a weak core, body weight exercises are going to be extremely hard to do. That's my problem. My core is not strong. So push-ups, planks, shit like that are hard on me. But I can bench press my body weight. That's no problem.
Yeah.
Like you said, when I was deadlifting, I miss it because I fucking love deadlifting. I was doing 250-ish deadlifts. Like, I mean, deadlifts are not super difficult to get to your body weight in because it's basically just standing up. But yeah.
If you want to combine, well, no, I won't combine. But like, so what I deadlifted to beat, I think the record was 500.
Yeah.
And I did. It was either 515 or 525. I don't remember how, or it might be 520. I don't remember how, because you know how sometimes like the different weights add up differently. But we had on the biggest weights that we had, like 2 or 3 of those, and then some smaller ones, and it ended up being about 515, 520. And that's what I lifted. And I did it once.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, it took everything I fucking had.
Felt like your asshole was going to fall out.
They're like, we got to see you do it again. I was like, no, it's not worth it. It's all good. I'll just claim to fame. It's like I don't have the video of me winning this Jaeger guitar anymore. But it's like, it's all good. I remember it. Like, I heard the 10,000 people or 5,000 people chanting my name. Dalton, Dalton. It was the coolest fucking thing ever.
You know what's funny about this? This conversation started with me talking about getting waxed. And now we're talking about lifting weights.
Yeah. Well, like, so it's just about like appearance and things like that. And this is gonna loop into what I was talking about too. So this is beautiful. But I've been working really hard on myself. You know, after having someone that I saw life with leave me because I didn't take care of myself.
Yeah.
Which I still don't have a definition of, so I do not understand. But like, it doesn't, not that it matters. It matters not anymore. Yeah. That's not the point. That's not the point of this. But I'm just saying, like, after that, it was like, you know, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to start working out and things and quote unquote taking care of myself. And then suddenly, like, I'm losing weight. I feel better about myself. And I've mentioned, you know, that I've been hanging out with Brandy a lot more lately.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this. Have you ever known somebody for a really long time and then you don't talk for a while and then like you start talking with them again and everything and they're like your friend that you've always known, but you can't read them anymore? Like, does that make any sense? I don't. It makes sense. Do you want context?
I'm trying to think if I've been in that specific situation. I can't recall a specific situation I've been in like that, but I do definitely get what you're talking about.
So this is going to be fucked. I'm going to try to get this out as best as I can. Okay. Because I always end up clipping these parts and sending them to her when I'm like, hey, you came up on the show. Pff, here you go. Yeah. But
hi, Brandy.
Hi, Brandy. She's been adamant to me about my confidence.
Yeah.
She's like, Dalton, be confident. You know, confidence attracts people. You know, it's good for you. It'll make you feel better. Be confident. You know, don't overthink. She sent me this thing the other day that was about overthinking and stuff like that. And I'm like, what's fucked up is I don't really overthink work.
Yeah.
I do sometimes, but not usually. I don't really overthink much of anything until I do. Let me just go ahead and say that. Like, I'm definitely not saying that I don't overthink. What my overthinking is like stupid shit. Like, I'm over at her house and I just want to look at her and be like, God, you look beautiful today.
Yeah.
But then I just sit there and think about it. And I'm like, whoa, what if she's like, yeah, you already told me that. Or yeah, yada, yada. And I beat myself up over it. And then I'm like, no, then she's going to fucking hate me if I do that. So I'm just not, I'm not even going to do it. I'm just not going to say anything.
Yep.
And then I don't do it. And I think I brought up last episode, the car thing. Did I bring that up at all?
Dude, you
I what?
Talked about an hour ago.
Fair enough. So quickly, we just had this moment where like our eyes met and we were just like locked eyes.
Yeah.
And I had to walk away. Motherfucker. So I had to walk away. And she straight up called me out on it. Why are you walking away? Because why? Immediately start overthinking it. And I'm like, because, and she's like, get it out.
So I'm going to interject for a second. It's easy for me to tell you should have just been like, because if I don't, I'm going to kiss you. Because I've been in situations like that. But if I was in that situation, I would do the exact same shit you're doing. I'd overthink it and I'd fumble it. And yeah, so don't feel alone because I would do the exact same shit.
So at this exact time, her daughter comes out.
Yeah.
And starts talking to me about the night howler. So I'm saved. So I go over there and I start talking to her daughter, who I adore her daughter. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, she's the sweetest little girl in the world. But so then she scurries off back inside, tells me that if I see the night howl to call her and she will come out and save me. I'm like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that because I'm very scared. And she goes back in. So I go walking around. I think I'm off the hook. So what were you saying? Fuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I was saying.
Yeah.
And she goes, psyched yourself up and chickened out. And I took that personally. And I said, all right. You want me to be straight up with you then? I said, Brandy, because sometimes when I'm looking at you and you look at me with those eyes that you have and you're just staring into mine, I was like, there is nothing more in the world that I want to do than to just grab you and kiss you. I was like, that's why I walked away, because I don't know what's going to happen in that moment. I don't know if it's going to make things weird. I don't know. So that's why I had to walk away, because I just wanted to grab you and kiss you. And I don't know, or something along those lines. And she just looks at me and gets a little grin on her face like she always does when she gets me to do something like that. And she just goes, was that so hard? I'm like, See, the Brandy that I grew up with was very straightforward when I was younger. Not that she's not straightforward now. Please don't get me wrong. Like, if I did something she did not want me to do, she would be very much like, no. I make jokes to her sometimes like, oh, I'm going to throw you over my shoulder and take you to the bedroom. She's like, no, you're not. So like... Yeah. She would tell me. But like when I was younger and she was younger, it was a very like, man, I just want to grab you and kiss you right now. Well, don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't. And I didn't. And I never did. But that was hammered into my fucking brain. You know what I mean? I was always the fat friend. Like the one that stood no fucking chance.
So basically what you're saying is back then you knew your place. Now you don't really understand what your place is.
No, because I think I'm not frustrated.
Well,
let's go and say I am not frustrated.
Let me say, like, you knew your place back then. You were the fat friend. There was no chance of anything more than that in your mind, at least. Now you're not sure your place. You feel like it should be that same place it was years ago, but maybe it's not.
And it more than likely is.
But maybe it's not. And that's where your brain's being all fucky about it.
And maybe. I don't know. I've been this whole time she's been going through this stuff. I've been very adamant with her. Like, I am not doing this because I want to be with you. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to woo you or win you over. if I have ever loved somebody unconditionally, I think it would be her, because if I ended up with her and we got married, raised the kid, maybe had another one, like I would be fucking thrilled. But at the same time, I'm going to love her all the same if at the end of this and she's emotionally available again and it's not me and she finds somebody else. She's still going to be my best friend and I'm still going to love her the way that I have for 15 years. And like, if that's not unconditional love, I don't know what it is. Like, I just want her to be happy at the end of the day. That is my goal. That's why I've been doing everything I can for her lately. Now, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. See, we talked about the car thing.
Yeah.
She used to, and again, I'm going to clarify that I'm going off of when we were younger. We are both older. We're adults now. We're more mature.
Yeah.
We've been through life. We're not teenagers. So everything in my brain tells me, oh, dude, forget all of that shit from back then because none of that matters anymore.
Yeah.
But it is so hammered into my brain that I'm having to like train myself to think differently. You know what I mean? And that's where the confidence thing comes in that I'll get to. Or I think, no, I already talked about that. I don't know. This is all a blur to me. I'm trying to get all this out and make it make sense. Just things that have been on my brain. So, dude, she never used to compliment me. Never really told me I'm sweet. Never. She would tell me she loved me maybe once every 20 times I'd say it to her. She'd say it back then. Dude, in just the past week, she's told me that I always look wonderful when she sees me, that I'm remarkable, that, which by the way, first for me, never been called remarkable before. I honestly forgot that was a word, like as a descriptor. I have not heard that word. And she told me that I've just been incredible throughout all of this and that she doesn't know where she would be if not for me. And how do it just made me happy to know that, honestly, I'm not afraid to say what I'm about to say. I'm literally trying to figure out how to say it. It made me happy that like she gives me acknowledgement now.
Yeah. Like
she seems like she cares more. Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just, it's been a ride and I'm just glad that I've been here for her. I'm glad that things are getting better for her. And I cannot thank her enough for like helping me get the confidence back that I lost whenever me and Savannah split, you know, and I got some of it back and then me and Mehgan got together and that whole thing happened and then it was completely fucking shot and it's still recovering, you know, yeah. But here's the final problem. Here's the part 3. Okay. Here's the bloodline part 3, for the wrestling fans, act 3. What if she doesn't like confident me? Because confident me can be a very different person. Case in point, Mehgan used to say that I would give her a look. Like I would walk into the room and she could just tell by my vibe she knew what was about to happen. And I would look at her and she said that my eyes would just be dark and I would get what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm going to pull that out on Brandy. Not to say that, but like, what if she doesn't like it? What if like I get confident one day, me and her looking at each other and I just go for it. But here's the thing. I'll never know unless I do. And I don't know. Jeremy. I do know, but I don't know if that makes, again, any sense at all. But I will say, like, to wrap this up, we're sitting on the couch that Thursday night that I was telling you about, it was just a great night. And I'm giving her a foot rub. She's got the prettiest feet ever, by the way, for anyone that cares. You know, everyone listening knows me. These are like the epitome of pretty feet. Anyway, I'm rubbing them for her and I don't remember what the fuck she was talking about because my mind blanked after I said this and I don't even remember what I said, but I called her babe without thinking about it. Just nah, whatever, babe, it'll be fine, or something like that. And I literally, like, you can see my face right now, like the listeners can't, so we can describe it afterwards. But I kind of went, yeah, fine, it'll be fine, babe, whatever. Like, I literally did the, like, where you say it again to yourself quiet, like they do in movies, like, babe. And then I just hear this little giggle from the next me. And I'm like, I don't know if she's laughing at me or something else. I assume she's laughing at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, obviously that didn't bother her. So again, back in the day, if I would have called her something that she didn't like, she'd have been like, yo, don't call me that. You know, I don't like when you call me that. Because, like, I would try to be sly back in the day and call her baby and things like that. Yeah. And she'd be like, you know, don't call me that. And I'm like, my bad. What have I called her lately? Goddess, babe, baby, baby girl, baby cakes, baby doll. Like, I've called her like every fucking thing I can think of, just to see, just to be confident. Just like, yeah, babe, it's fine. Nothing. Not a reaction. Doesn't care.
I think you know the answer to this, but you are afraid that you're not right. I say honesty is the best policy. Just lay it all on the table and at least you'll know.
Everything is on the table except for me making that move.
Then everything's not on the table.
So maybe I won't send this to her. Because I need listener. So I said we weren't gonna talk about this on the show, but fuck it. In the interest of being confident and talking about things and being open and honest with the listeners, there have been two times now that, now, again, she is not emotionally available right now. So again, I'm not trying to date her or anything like that. I don't want her to think that if she hears this. But there have been two different times now that do you know when, like, you want somebody to look at you, you'll like, or a girl specifically, you'll like put your hand where you kind of like cup their cheek and their chin.
Yeah.
I do that to her to kiss her on the forehead, right?
Yeah.
So there's one night that I'm over there and we have this particularly long hug. And this would have been before, I don't know. So anyway, I did that to her to go kiss her on the cheek, on the forehead. And she looked up at me. And we locked eyes for a second, and I panicked. And I went, and you're going to laugh at me for this. I went, whoop, and then leaned up and kissed her on the forehead. Literally made that noise because I'm a fucking wanker. Right? Whoop. So then that day we're in the car, we were having a particular discussion that I'm not going to go into because it was a personal discussion from things with me and her. But I reached over and I grabbed her on that cheek same way to kiss her on the forehead. And as I leaned in, she looked up towards me again. And I stopped and I leaned up and kissed her on the forehead. Now, I've mentioned this to my friend Ashley. Like after that second one happened, I said, can I run something by you just to get a girl's opinion on it? She goes, yeah, sure, of course. So I told her. And her reply to me was basically, well, you're fucking dumb. And I was like, what? She goes, dude. And she said, you know, I don't know the girl. So it very well could have been a coincidence twice. But it's twice.
Yeah.
If it happens a third time, girl's not getting a fucking kiss on the forehead. That girl's going to get 15 years worth of pent up feelings straight to her lips.
And then you're going to come in your pants.
Shut the fuck up. I'm like trying to be sweet.
I know. But you know what? Not that show.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what's funny about that is
you are going to come in your pants.
When I probably will. No. When I was talking to Ashley again about giving her the foot rub the other night. And I was like, I really enjoyed it. I said, I didn't even really get hard while I was doing it. I just like thoroughly enjoyed it. And she's like, you know, if you guys ever like do stuff, you're absolutely going to need a round two. She's like, because you're going to nut quick as fuck because you're going to be nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did that come from? And she's like, I'm just saying. I was like, I was just rubbing her feet. She's like, I'm just saying.
From the Book of Truth. That's where it came from.
I'm like, no, did you
You're going to come on the way to her pussy. You're going to pull your dick out as you're going towards it. You're going to just fucking ejaculate.
Suddenly, I know where to cut if I send this to her. Jesus Christ.
I will send her my unedited audio.
Just your side.
Just my side. And then I'm gonna make up what you said in response.
Fucking cocksucker. But yeah, dude, I don't know. That's what's been going on with me lately, and I didn't mean to talk that long about it, but it's just a lot. Yeah. And we do this bi-weekly now, so I can't weekly come out here and do the kind of thing. And also, again, it's a touchy subject to me, even though it probably shouldn't be. There should probably be nothing touchy about it.
Yeah,
I should just go with the flow, and that's what I'm trying to do now. Not letting things bother me. I'm trying to just go with the flow. If I can call her baby girl and not say a word about it, even if we don't end up together, we're at least at a different place than we used to be.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Like I said, dude, my rule, and I've been single for 14 months now. No, 15 months now, I think. So obviously I'm not great at relationship shit. I put my shit on the table. Hey, I like you. I want to take you on a date. I want to be with you, whatever. And I accept what they have to say about that, you know? And I know a lot of women I talk to are nervous to be honest about it because so many dudes out there turn into a fucking psychopath when they're told no. So I tell them, I've got a few girls I'm friends with who I had crushes on and they didn't feel the same way. I tell them, I will never get mad or upset at you for being honest. If you tell me, look, I just don't feel that way about you, I'm going to be like, okay, cool, we can be friends. Never going to pressure you to date. Not going to try to be your friend to weasel my way into a relationship. None of that shit.
Yeah.
I tell all the time, there's 7 billion people on this fucking planet. I am not going to lose my mind over one of them not liking me. Like, there's 7 billion more people. Like, I'll find one eventually.
But here's the thing, dude. In a garden full of 7 billion flowers, I would pick her every time.
Are you sure? Because I think you might be gay.
Not only am I sure, I'm HIV positive. But okay, to end it,
disclaimer: Dalton is not actually HIV positive.
No, yeah, I am not actually HIV positive.
Not everybody watches South Park, but you should because it's one of the best shows to ever be made.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, yeah. Brandy might argue that she used to tell me Family Guy's better than South Park, and I'd be like, girl, we can fight.
Strike one.
I love them both. The shows. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, and then we can move on to our one topic that we have left.
2 topics. We have 2 topics left.
Oh, 2 topics. You're right. The extra one down there.
Yeah.
I can loop that into that. Oh, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
So, dude, again, like I've known her for 15 years. It's been a long fucking time. She's looked at me a lot over the years, different ways. The way she looks at me now, sometimes, where she just like pierces me with like that's the fucking storm going on in her eyes that I just want her eye. I made a joke the other day. I said her eyes are like an ocean, and I just want to take my Ocean Gate Titan in there and get lost forever.
That's inappropriate.
It's cheesy and horrible at the same time. Yes.
Baby, you're an ocean. And call me the Titan because I want to get deep down in you and bust.
And complode. But dude, this just sometimes the way she looks at me now, and I God, I hope she like doesn't hear this and is like, oh, I guess I don't need to look at him like that anymore. But she the way she looks at me now, dude, there's just sometimes where I'm just like, dude, who are you? Because you don't look at me like this. You don't. Fuck, my eyes are getting misty. We need to move on. So anyway, so she sends me a picture the other night. I said, hey, let me see that beautiful face of yours. I was like, come on, I miss you. Wait, again, while she was gone on this trip, she was gone a day, and then writes me and is like, I miss you. Or she's talking about me and the animals, but she's like, I miss you all so much, or whatever. And I was like, Brandy, we hadn't seen each other for 5 years. You didn't tell me you missed me when you saw me. Like, what the fuck? So she sends me a picture of herself, and it's her. She's got her hair up in a towel. She got the face mask, the skincare thing on. the lotion on the
Black
skin.
Lagoon goop.
No, because it was white. It wasn't Black Lagoon quite, but so she sends me a picture of her like that. And I know she's trying to be snarky with it or something, just being like, oh, you want to see me? Here you go, you can see me. And I wrote her back, I said, 10 out of 10 would kiss you right now, goddess. I was like, look at, dude, so I would rather her send me a picture like that than a picture of her all dolled up and filtered. Yeah. Like, no, dude, let me see the you that I'm going to be snuggled up next to. Let me see you in your moo-moo. See how I looped it into that next topic? Let me see you in your moo-moo laid up next to me with your hair up in curlers and you got your face mask on, because that's the girl that I'm going to see when no one else is around. That's the girl that I love. That's the girl that I'm going to be like, dude, I don't care what you look like. Yep. If you got on your mask, you got in your hair up in a towel, you're walking around in a 4X shirt of mine, like, dude, I'll take that any day over these pictures I see on Instagram where I'm like, that girl's wearing 4 layers of makeup and a filter and it's been edited and photoshopped and all this stuff. I'm like, no, dude, let me see the real you. And in that picture, it's a fucking picture and her eyes still got me. I was like, fuck. But that loops us into the next topic. Moo-moos. Girls, do not be afraid to rock that shit. Like, get comfy. If the guy really loves you and cares about you, he ain't gonna mind. He's gonna be like, baby girl, wear whatever the fuck's comfortable. Case and point. Somebody I was dating used to make fun of me for wearing grandpa pants because I like khakis and I like dress pants and stuff. They breathe better than jeans. And being a fat guy, I do my best to avoid sweating as much as possible because it's easy for me to sweat. So like if I can get breathable clothing, I will. It was always, oh, you're going to wear those grandpa pants? Yeah. I can go change if you want. No, it's okay. No, I'll go change. I go over to hang out with her and I brought that up and she goes, grandpa pants, they just look comfortable to me. Yeah. I'm like, oh, fucking marry me. Fuck. Like, but, dude, I know you just wrote down women's fashion, but the conversation started with moo-moos like, before we went on air. So, dude, I love that shit. I know you do too. Like,
oh yeah. Like I was talking to the girl that cuts my hair yesterday and I was like, when I'm with a woman, you don't feel like shaving, don't, you know, like you don't want to brush your hair today. You just want to throw it up in a bun. Go for it. Like I could care less. You want to wear comfy sweatpants, dude, leggings were invented by a man because leggings are the best fucking thing that's ever happened to this world. I fucking love leggings.
Bruh. Homegirl's got this pair of leopard print leggings. Jesus fucking Christ.
But yeah, like, don't wear makeup? Don't. Like, I think it's hotter when a woman is just her than when she's all fucking 100%. Dolled up and looks uncomfortable.
Now, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Like, there are times where I want my girl to get all dolled up so I can take her out and show her a good time and she can look, good because I know that girls like that. Dressing up and going out, makeup on, all that kind of stuff. But like, and is it gonna be hot when we get home and you're still all dolled up and I get to fuck you while you look like that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that's not the real you. Like you said, that's not gonna be the you that we wake up the next morning and decide to have morning sex. Now you've already washed all that stuff off. You still got morning breath. Your hair's all over the fucking place. You got sleep in your eye and you're getting railed. Yeah. Like that's the good shit. Let me wake you up by popping a butt plug in your ass. And then we'll talk. But I don't know, man. Just be comfy, girls. Like do what you got to do. Like fucking if a guy truly, like I said, if he loves you, he cares about you, he ain't going to give a fuck what you're wearing. He ain't going to give a fuck if you got a mask on your face. He's not going to give a fuck if you got curlers in your hair and all that shit. I look at my grandma and my grandpa. They've been together since time immemorial. Right? They just fucking since the beginning of time. And dude, my grandpa still to this day, my grandpa is 88, 89 years old. Every birthday since they were together. They got married. My grandpa was, I think, 18 and my grandma was 14. Might have been 17 and 14. Different times back then.
Yeah.
But every birthday, he has written her a love poem. Every year. That's the kind of shit that I want, dude. And it's out there. You just gotta go find it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go find it. So, my dog.
Hold up.
I
got a question for you. You know what feels great?
Finger up your butt while you're getting your dick sucked?
I mean, yeah. But,
2 fingers up your butt while you're getting your dick sucked?
You know when your dick sticks to your ball sack and you just kind of like slow peel it off? That's a nice feeling.
Are you telling me you were just sitting there peeling your dick away from your nuts while I was having like a moment?
Yeah, while you were talking all emotional and getting misty-eyed over brandy, I was peeling my dick off my ball sack.
It wasn't just...
You were you were getting all fucking moist.
The anniversary of the Hell in a Cell match was recent. Jeff, yes, you have to hear a little bit about wrestling, but I promise. Jeff. Not too much. Yeah, Jeff. Fucking Jeff. We love you, buddy. My main thing was just like the Hell in a Cell match. So I posed this question to you off air, but we could talk about it here.
Yeah.
Had Owen Hart died before that Hell in a Cell match between Undertaker and Mick Foley, where Undertaker threw Mick Foley off the top of the Hell in a Cell and he crashed through a table. Then they got back up top and he chokeslammed him through the top and he hit the mat. The chair came down, hit him in the face, knocked his teeth out, pushed one of his teeth through his top lip into his nose. Do you think if Owen Hart would have had his accident before that match, that any of that would have happened?
Probably not.
Now, alternate reality for a second. What if Mick Foley had died when he went through one of those spots and hit the floor or hit the mat and that chair came down and hit him in the fucking face and just knocked the bridge of his nose into his brain and killed him?
Yeah.
Or caused the brain bleed and he died from it or whatever. Would Owen Hart have done the stunt that he did that brought his untimely demise? I don't think so.
I feel like maybe, because they are two drastically different stunts, you know?
Yeah, but it's still a death from high up.
Yeah, but...
You know what I mean?
Well, you have to think of it is Mankind took a calculated risk being thrown off the cell. Owen Hart had a safety harness that should have saved his life. And I mean, Sting had been doing it for years. So I don't know. I know I agreed with you before air, but now thinking about it more, like Owen Hart's was more of a freak accident.
Yeah, but
whereas
I still
Mankind's would have been a calculated risk, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think that they would have avoided doing it, and I think in an alternate reality, Owen Hart would still be alive, while it would be Mick Foley that we were talking about having the tragic end in the ring at the hands of the Undertaker.
Now, I don't know if Undertaker would continue wrestling after that, but if he did, that would have shot his character even further into the stratosphere. So Undertaker killed somebody.
Yeah, he literally killed someone.
Yeah.
Then he went and dug their grave and buried him.
Like, would they
legit casket match?
Would they still do Hell in the Cell after that, though?
Probably not.
Probably not.
That probably would have been the last Hell in a Cell there ever was.
Have you noticed?
We'd have been getting a lot more cage matches.
Speaking of wrestling, have you noticed the distinct lack of gimmick matches in current wrestling?
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you saw a steel cage match?
Well, you don't watch AEW.
No, I'm talking about WWE specifically.
Talking about the good wrestling.
Yeah.
A cage match?
It's been a while.
It's been last year, I think. Unless, on one of the brand, maybe there was one on NXT that I haven't seen, but
I don't count NXT. No, that's development.
A cage match. Yeah, but it's technically a third brand too.
I don't count it, but
just saying.
On the big brand where the money is, there was Hell in the Cell with Edge and Finn Balor, which Finn Balor got fucking busted open in that. But yeah, I think I've been following pretty closely since WrestleMania 39. So that's been a year and a half, and I haven't seen a steel cage match in that year and a half.
But when one finally comes around, it's going to make it that much more impactful because it's not something you see all the time anymore.
Yeah.
So think about how epic that first TLC match was.
Yeah.
And then think about some of the absolute
another
just
Mick Foley creation.
TLC's not one?
You sure?
Fuck yeah, dude. No, tables, ladders, and chairs was the Hardys.
That's right. The Hardys,
Edge and Christian,
Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian,
and the Dudley Boys. Because the Hardys did ladders, Edge and Christian did the concerto thing, and the Dudleys were the get the table boys.
Yeah, that's right.
But TLC just got overplayed. You know what I mean? It went from a spectacle to making a whole pay-per-view called TLC, where there were like multiple TLC matches and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it becomes about topping one another, and then it gets to a point where it's like, where the fuck do you go from here? It's exactly why Mick Foley got thrown off the top of the Hell in a Cell, because that was the second Hell in a Cell match ever.
Yeah.
The first Hell in a Cell match ever was Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, and it got 5 stars. It was a fucking incredible match. And Mick Foley was like, how are we going to do this? I don't have any heat. You have a broken ankle. If we start at the top of the cage, we can fool people into thinking we have a good match, even if we don't. And guess what? They did. Because if you watch the actual wrestling of that match,
wasn't great.
Garbage. But the spots.
Yeah.
So Mick knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But, so I like it. Maybe Triple H is going back to that. So whenever there's a steel cage, like that shit means something. It's a blood feud. These guys have to be in the cage.
But I mean,
I don't like the whole climb over the top of the cage and get out and you win, escape. No, the cage is meant to keep you in there and you guys fight it the fuck out.
I like the only way to escape is to escape or the only way to win is to escape the cage. I like that.
Fuck that.
I like
Pinfall,
that gimmick.
Beat the shit out of each other in there.
I like the gimmick.
That's the old school with me though.
But the only thing is it kind of takes away from the reality of it, because when you watch a steel cage, you want to see some motherfucker go to the top of the cage and do a fucking swanton bomb or some shit into the ring on the other guy. And why would you do that if you're already at the top of the cage and all you got to do is climb out to win, you know? Like, why would you jump off the cage and kill yourself in the process? But yeah, like, I don't know. I just noticed like there's not a lot of ladder matches anymore. There's not tables matches anymore. Other than every goddamn match uses the announcer's table now. Like every fucking match, they end up on the announcer's table.
You know what Jim Cornette always says about AEW?
What?
I mean, he says it about WWE too, don't get me wrong. If a match has no disqualification, if like this match is no disqualification, he'll inevitably say, and you know what this match was, Brian? A no disqualification match. Lazy booking. Because you can get out of it however you want in a no disqualification match, because somebody can come in and interfere. You can bump the ref. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. There's no psychology to it for the most part.
Although I will say a good like no holds barred match. It doesn't need to be every match. But
yeah, exactly.
Like that.
And that's his thing, is that if he always says if a feud built up to the point where they're like, now, no, we need no rules because me and you, motherfucker, we're going to try to kill one another. He's like, then fuck yeah. He goes, but no, when you guys, this is the first time these two have ever fought, and it'll be a falls count anywhere, no disqualification match. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
But like the WrestleMania 39 KO and Stone Cold match, it was good for that. The fucking Bad Bunny and Damian Priest match in Puerto Rico, it was worth it. Like,
well, that was good because that helped hide Bad Bunny not being an actual wrestler.
Yeah, that's what I say.
You know,
and like kind of like you said with the steel cage thing, it's more impactful when it's less frequently used.
Yeah,
like I would love to see this fucking Seth Rollins Finn Balor feud go to a Hell in a Cell or a no disqualification match, because you could get a really fucking brutal ending to this feud, and that's kind of what we need.
A brutal ending to the feud, the winner standing tall, barely breathing, holding the title up, and then fucking Judgment Day music hits, and here comes Damian Priest, and that motherfucker is his for his taking because he won the Money in the Bank. He cashes that shit in. The champion, who's probably going to be Finn, gets turned on by his Judgment Day brethren, and Damian Priest takes the title. Fuck you, Finn.
Yeah,
you're out. So yeah, enough wrestling talk, I suppose. What's your song of the week, my good sir?
My song of the week is a song called Condemned by Zach Bryan. I think it would classify as a country song.
I was about to say, his name is Zach Bryan. I guarantee that's country.
Yeah. But I just love the hook of it. where it's like, I'm condemned, I'm condemned. Oh, my heart is on the mend, looking for somebody who can save me. I'm condemned, just like all my worthless friends waiting on the wind to set us free. And then the opening one is, I'm condemned. Oh, my heart is on the mend. Nobody gives a damn about me. You can tell me that you love me till your little lungs turn blue, but I'm always alone when I fall asleep. So it's just a really fucking good. I mean, most country music now is sad music.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that like a lot of the twangy country is going away.
Yeah,
but it's still very prevalent on the radio.
Yeah,
but yeah,
like that "Body Like a Back Road" song.
Oh my,
you know what I'm talking about?
God,
it's a good song.
Keep moving through my mind.
It's a good song, but like,
no, it's not.
It's overplayed.
No, it's not. It is not good. It's formulaic bullshit. Is what it is.
I'll say it's
fucking bad. It's a pop song.
It's a decent pop country song, but the problem with pop songs is radios play them every 6th song until you're sick and tired of fucking hearing it.
When I used to work at the gas station, I heard that song all the time, and I also heard that. Got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world, cold beer in my hand, life is good today.
Yeah.
Life is good today. I fucking hate it, dude. God, have some story. There was a song that used to play, and I was always thrilled when it would come on because it told a fucking story.
Yeah.
And it's and I won $100 on a scratch-off ticket, bought 2 12-packs and a tank of gas with it. She said that I was wasting time, but she was wrong. And I was calling number 5 at the radio station, won a 4-day, 3-night paid vacation. Deep sea senorita fishing down in Panama. I ain't gotta see my ex-mother-in-law anymore. Boy, when it rains, it pours. That fucking song's great because it's telling a story. It's not just my truck's cool. We're gonna fuck in a cornfield. And everyone listening knows what fucking song I'm talking about with the fucking cornfield.
I like Morgan Wallen or Morgan Waller or whatever. The hot country singer now. Like that song Last Night. I love that song.
No idea.
Last night we let the liquor talk. You've heard it, I guarantee.
I guarantee I haven't.
I bet you've heard it somewhere. But
I don't know.
Morgan Wallen's
listen to Coulter
good.
Wall.
Coulter Wall's great.
Coulter Wall is really good.
There's a song I've heard. I don't remember. I got to look up who sings it, but it's called One Beer.
I put 3 rounds in Kate McKinnon. So good.
Let's see. Who sings the song? I guess it's Hardy. Yeah. Somebody called Hardy. Maybe Jeff, maybe Matt. I don't know.
Maybe Tom.
But yeah. But it's called One Beer. It's
wait, Hardy?
Yeah.
Bro.
The country singer.
Bro, tell me you remember watching him perform live at whatever the fuck WWE event it was, and it was hot garbage. Bro, that guy fucking sucks. Holy shit.
This song
it might be a
good,
decent
though.
song, but
yeah, I do
like
remember
live
that now.
Garbo, bro. What the fuck?
The chorus is 1 beer turns into a lit cigarette, burning into a 2-beer buzz. 3 beers turn into 5 and 6. Then a love drunk kiss in the back of that truck. Just like that, everything rearranges. Life changes out of the blue. It's just a Bud Light, but ain't it funny what 1 beer can turn into? And basically it talks about how
yeah, that 1 Bud Light's gonna turn you gay.
yeah. But like one of the things is a boy and a girl and a 3 on the tree, KISSING. First comes lust and a shotgun marriage. 6 months later comes a baby in a carriage. You know what, y'all? You know what, y'all? The whole thing started with some alcohol.
That's the same goddamn country song as every other country song, though.
Basically. It's a good song, though. I'm on a country kick lately. I don't really know why, but...
I don't blame you, dude. I go through that, too. I have a playlist on my Spotify called Outlaw Country. Death Country and Outlaw Country that I listen to. That's got like a variety of shit from like Coulter Wall to Copperhead Road and shit like Lobo Town. Like there's all kinds of stuff on there. It's really good, but none of it's that twangy bullshit.
Listen to Midnight by Jack the Radio. That's a friend of mine's band. They actually had songs on Sons of Anarchy. So like they're legit, but yeah, they're fucking good.
What's that one fucking guy I like? He has that song The Devil You Know. Mondo, so The Devil You Know. Fuck, it's such a good song too. Amigo the Devil, maybe? I don't know. My song of the week.
Henry Krieger?
No, hold on.
Kovacs?
Let me go to Spotify real quick.
There's a shitload of songs called The Devil You Know, apparently. Todd Snyder, Econoline Crush, Blues Saraceno, Aja Monet, Kovacs, KSHMR, Neil Finn, Kylie Minogue.
Blues Saraceno.
Yeah, that was one of them I said.
Yeah, sorry, I had to look it up on my playlist. Yeah, Blues Saraceno is the one.
White Buffalo is a really good sort of dark country kind of band too.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fucking Action Bronson album.
No.
That's White Bronco. Never mind.
Yeah. White Buffalo, they had a song on the Punisher series on Netflix. That's fucking good ass. That whole album, Hogtied Revisited, fucking great album. Like, if you haven't listened to it, pull that up on YouTube, Spotify, whatever. Listen to Hogtied Unlimited by the White Buffalo. Fucking great song. Dude's got like this reverb in his voice, and his voice is super deep. Man, it's, oh my God, I can just listen to that dude sing all day. If I ever married a dude, he would have to be a good singer. Like that's one of my qualifications for marrying a gay dude.
One of my vocal covers gave someone chills today. That made me feel good.
There you go.
I was like, cool. And this particular person listened to my new album, and I was like, what's your favorite songs from it? Tracks 3 and 4 for sure, which would be December Nights, which seems to be the standout hit, by the way. That track 3 on my album, everybody, go peep it, because apparently everyone really likes that.
Nice.
And she was the first one to tell me that one of her favorites was Moonpath, which is track 4. It's also the absolute filthiest song on the album.
Nice.
The lyrics into that, for one, before I start the verse, I whisper, "My dirty little whore." Just in a different, I say "my dirty little whore," just in a different tone, very soft.
Yeah.
The verse for that song is, "I will find her, the chains will follow, she will be bound, she'll try to call out. No one will hear her, no one can save her, she is now all mine, my prey to save her. My hands caress her, she trembles sweetly, oh how I love when she submits completely. Follow the moon path to her desire, follow the moon path to her love." Or follow the moon path to your desire, follow the moon path to her love. So, the moon path. Do you remember the story about me and someone laying underneath the stars in the back of my truck?
I don't know. I don't remember what we talked about 45 minutes ago.
There was a moment where like the moon was just shining on her perfectly, and it's the moon path. It's just like follow the moon path to your desire. So I took that thought and just used that for this song. As far as what a moon path is, because I had to define that, because then it was like, all right, if people ask me what the fuck moon path is, I have to like be able to explain it. So anyway, my song of the week is by a band that I just heard today for the first time. They're called Black Car Burning.
Yes.
And the song is called Reset. And the lyrics are, "Whatever will be, whatever you see, whatever you have to lose, whatever the path you choose, whatever the mess you make for somebody else's sake, wherever the fools will be, I'll be, that's why they follow me. Your weakness is dangerous. We need you to save us. your regrets are wasted. Just forget and then reset. Now, obviously, me just speaking them isn't as impactful as when you're singing it. But like, you shouldn't have to shout so loud that you did it just to make us proud. There's nothing in the rules that say you have to play the game they play. When everything is said and done, when everyone is dead and gone, wherever the fools will be, I'll be. That's when you will follow me. And then it repeats the chorus again. It is just such a catchy fucking song. And I can relate to the lyrics where it's like, dude, whatever's going to be will be. Let go. Reset. It just seemed fitting. Especially for the fucking episode we've had this week, which has been heavy on me talking. That's my bad. I can feel it in my throat.
Love will do that to you.
Shut all the way the fuck up. Let's not even go there.
Oh,
Let's not
you went
even
there.
go there.
You spent like 45 fucking minutes talking about it.
Oh, you're right. I'm never gonna clip that and send it to her.
I will fucking send her a Facebook message like, listen to this week's episode. I'm gonna fucking do the dirty work for you.
She's told me she's listened to an episode here and there. She thinks that we're hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, of course we are.
I was like, everyone who actually listens to the show tells us we're hilarious.
We have like 30 people who listen to us we don't have the biggest audience, but I bet you we're in like the top 10% of consistent audiences. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like listener base listening every week. We're fucking batting 1,000 on that.
Yeah, pretty fucking consistent.
Yeah, we just don't have the numbers of people we want.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot of you, but
we love you
each and every one that we do have. Yeah,
it's gonna be much easier to send you all our dick pics.
All right, so listener song of the week. You guys didn't send in one, so you don't fucking get one. Fuck you all. Forget all that sweet shit we just said. No dick pics for you guys.
Yeah.
You just get taints.
You got to send us dick pics now.
You got to send us dick pics. What's our email? yetanotherbspod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Let's see it. We'll do a listener dick ranking on air.
We will rate your dicks.
For a fee.
Yeah. No, we'll do it
for a fee. I know. Fuck that. We are only fansing the shit out of this. I need to start making some money. God damn it.
I need money too, but fuck it. I love my fans. They want me to rate their dick. I will rate.
I thought you were gonna say I love my dicks.
Yeah, I love the dicks. This guy, he loves the cock.
He loves the cock. We're supposed to guide the cock, not block it. So the first question comes in from Fenris. Oh, Finny. Goldfish or Cheez-Its? Easy as fuck for me.
You're going to say goldfish, aren't you?
Fuck no. Cheez-Its all day, son.
So
Cheez-Its all day.
I love both. They're like my children. I love them both equally, but for different reasons. It depends on my mood, because Cheez-Its fucking smack, especially those pizza Cheez-Its. They're fucking great. But sometimes I just like to get the fucking goldfish in there, man. 'Cause goldfish is it's almost like a movie snack, because you could just get like fucking handfuls of like a fucking 100 of them at a time and shove them in your mouth like you're a goddamn chipmunk. And just
well, I will absolutely prefer Cheez-Its. But if a little kid comes up to me and is like, you want some of my goldfish? I'm absolutely going to have some goldfish.
Dalton's going to punch a little kid in the face and take his bag of goldfish and dump them in his mouth.
Who the fuck are you to offer me goldfish? God damn it. I wanted fucking Cheez-Its.
This is going to sound gross or weird or whatever. Maybe not. Does anybody else do this? Let me know. Do you take stuff like goldfish or Cheez-Its and shit and put it in your mouth, like a bunch of them in your mouth, and chew them until they like absorb all the spit in your mouth, so you just have this like big glob of food in your mouth? Does anybody else do that?
I mean, I have done that back when I was like 14.
Yeah, like you do it like you just don't drink any drink, so your mouth gets super dry, and then it gets kind of like this ball.
I tell you something that I do that might be weird.
You stick goldfish in your pee hole, don't you? You stick a goldfish in your pee hole tail first, and then you jerk off, so when you come, it shoots a little fish across the room.
So I'll throw like a handful of Skittles or something in my mouth.
Yeah.
And then chew them up one at a time. Like I'll tuck them in like I'm putting in a dip or something.
Yeah.
like over in the side of my mouth, and then I'll just pull one over at a time and chew it up. That way I can just like enjoy that flavor.
I can see that.
I also like to separate my Skittles by flavor. Like if I grab a handful, I'll set them on my desk and split them by flavor, and then I'll eat them by flavor. Low numbers go first, unless they're red or grape. If they're red or grape, those save for last.
Did you know that Fruit Loops are all the same flavor?
Yeah.
Okay. I watched a podcast video. I thought it was hilarious because dude like adamantly argues. He's like, no, they're different. He's like, the dude's like, no, they have different food coloring added to them. They're all the same flavor. And he was like, no. And he was like,
no, they absolutely are.
He said something like the green one. He's like, that's sour. He's like, that's Skittles.
The other day I was at Brandy's house. She comes up to me with like, you know, like mom's got snacks on deck.
Oh yeah.
So she comes up to me with this little pack of gummies, and she just like puts it in my hand, and I eat it. And she puts another one in my hand, and I eat it. And she like pops one in my mouth, and she's like, "What is it? What's it taste like?" And I'm chewing it up, and I'm like, "Is it Fruity Pebbles?" Nope. I was like, "Is it?" And I named some other fruit cereal, and she's like, "Nope." And then showed me, and I think it was Fruit Loops. And I was like, "Oh man, I was on the right track." She's like, "Yeah, I didn't say you were wrong. I just said you didn't get it right."
Fruity Pebbles are Fruit Loops that have just been crushed into crumbs.
They're so good.
I prefer Fruit Loops to Fruity Pebbles.
See, I'll take the Fruity Pebbles over Fruit Loops any day.
I prefer the Fruit Loops, but I will eat the Fruity Pebbles.
I don't remember which question was supposed to spawn this, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it now. Oh, it was the deodorant question we'll get to later. Yeah. When you're eating corn on the cob, my good sir, how do you eat it?
I don't.
Do you eat it like a typewriter? You don't eat corn on the cob, do you? No. God damn it. Listeners, help me out here. When you're eating corn on the cob, do you eat it left to right, and then you rotate it, and then eat left to right, and then rotate it and eat left to right, and rotate it and eat left to right? Or do you just eat while rotating, and then move it left or right, and then eat while rotating, and then move, and then eat while rotating?
That seems really fucking weird.
So
who does that?
Well, so me and my dad also think that that's odd.
Like I don't eat corn on the cob. So, but everybody I know who's ever eaten corn on the cob does it typewriter style.
Eats it like typewriter style, right? Yeah. So my mom eats it going around, and then we'll move over and go around. And me and my dad always picked on her about it, right? Not like maliciously, but so we're all sitting, and this was years ago, we're all sitting at my dinner table having dinner, me, my dad, my mom, and Brandy. And sure as shit, Brandy's sitting across from my mom. Both of them are eating corn the same way. Around, and then move over and around. And I thought about that the other night, because when I made the corn on the cob over there the other night, I was eating it like a normal fucking person, and I look over at her, and she's eating it her way. And I said, you know, me and Dad still talk about that night that you tried to validate my mom with the weird way y'all eat corn. She goes, I did validate her. She's validated. I eat it this way. I was like,
did you ask her who hurt her? Like, what happened in her life that made this happen?
Well, motherfucker, I could ask you that. You don't even eat it.
Because corn's fucking gross.
No, corn is so good.
It's got the juice.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's got the juice.
It's got the juice.
No,
I love corn.
If I ate corn on the cob, though, I feel like I would stick one of those things in the butt of it and then just deep throat it and just pull all the
suck
corn
it like
off.
a dick.
Yeah.
Like you would a wing.
Yeah, just like the cob just comes out, no kernels left on it.
Okay. Fair enough. I just wanted to know.
I'm not a vegetable person.
So, next question also comes in from Fenny. Favorite cheese to make a grilled cheese with?
There's only one correct answer to this.
There's only one correct answer to this.
Kraft American Singles.
I don't know if it's Kraft that we get, but yes, absolutely American Singles.
Singles.
And I think, is Kraft the blue pack?
Yeah.
Yeah, then yeah, 100 fucking %. No other cheese. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can do gourmet grilled cheeses if you want.
That.
You can add a slice of Swiss on the American with the American if you want to throw it up a little bit, but like or change it up a little bit, not throw it up a little bit. Champ, you want to change it up a little bit.
You're going to throw
but
it up
straight
a little
up,
bit because it's horrible.
The favorite cheese is always going to be straight American. Any girl that I've ever busted out a grilled cheese for has been like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, it's just fucking butter and cheese. And that's it. I'm not trying to make it special. I'm not doing anything weird to it. I'm just giving you a straight grilled cheese. It's delicious.
Yep. Now, do you make yours crispy or do you leave it a little less brown?
I love it crispy personally, but I will make it to order for people.
I like what I call like soft cooked. So like it's brown, but it's not crispy. It's not cooked. Like basically to the point it melts
still
the cheese.
gooey in the middle.
Yeah, it's still gooey in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like the bread to be toasted basically.
Fuck, I might have to make a grilled cheese when we're done recording.
Like I'll do 3 slices of American cheese so it's extra fucking gooey in the center. I use, I can't believe it's not butter spray. So I just spray the bread down. And I spray the pan down with it. Lay it in there. Flip it. Mush it a little bit. So the bread compresses around the cheese. And then you cut it. Do you cut it vertically or horizontally?
Diagonally.
Diagonally. Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Diagonally or vertically.
Yeah. I typically cut it diagonally. Honestly, when I'm doing grilled cheese for other people, I'll cut it in triangles. Yeah. Just because it's like, to me, that's the classic way to eat a grilled cheese is you get that motherfucker in the 4 triangles to dip it in tomatoes.
Sometimes I don't cut mine at all. Sometimes I'll just eat it as a sandwich.
Oh, dude, if I'm just making it for myself and like I'm just home alone. Oh, yeah, no, dude. I don't need to cut that motherfucker. No. Exactly. I'm just going to dive in there like some booty cheeks.
And you make a grilled cheese with some fucking SpaghettiOs. That's a meal right there.
I've never had it with SpaghettiOs, but I do like it with like a tomato basil soup.
Fucking get you some SpaghettiOs with meatballs. Make you like 2 grilled cheeses and a can of SpaghettiOs.
You talk about 2 grilled cheeses. Man, my buddy Dustin used to live with me. That motherfucker would go in the kitchen, make like a big old thing of tuna, come walking into my room with 2 big ass tuna sandwiches and sit down and be like, dog, you made me a tuna sandwich? He'd be like, nah, but you can have one. Like, goddamn right, give me that motherfucker. He's my tuna. Give me that motherfucking sandwich. Give me your damn sandwich, CJ.
Damn, you wanted a sandwich? Well, I mean, we out of bread and tuna, but...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, give me one of those. I will shit on your chest. So Dane, a.k.a. Duke. A separate question for each host. Dalton, what's the strangest length you've gone to win at something? Fuck, I should have read these beforehand. Jeremy, brass tacks. What would it realistically take to coerce you to change your vote for the TSMP fan poll to Duke Nukem Forever? I believe he already achieved that, did he not?
An AI Duke Nukem voiceover for Yaps Pod, apparently.
Which, if I remember, played at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, if not, he'll put it in now. If he remembers.
Yeah, if not. What is the strangest length I've ever gone to win at something? I hate that I'm going to use this as an example. But I had a friend of mine named Erin back in the day. And she was a very sweet girl. And I dated her at one point. And her sister added me on Facebook and started talking to me. This was after, like, long after we had already broke up and stuff. And her sister seemed into me and wanted to come hang out with me and stuff. And I told Erin, yo, your sister's pretty fucking hot. And she wants to, like, come chill with me. And okay, so you saw my transformation picture thing I did on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So the picture of me at my heaviest, what I cropped out is me with my arm around this girl's sister. Because this girl was like, well, you don't stand a chance with her. You'll never fuck her or anything, just so you know. Like, you're not her type at all. And I said, word? And in the words of Barney, challenge accepted.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Yeah, don't believe me, just watch.
I love that fucking song. It's so goddamn good.
So I invited that girl over to a party and we were drinking, having a good time. And we walk into the bedroom and we're making out. And suddenly I'm like, Erin don't know what she's talking about. So I looked at this girl and again, this was confident Dalton. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to loop this back to the conversation. This was confident Dalton. I'm making out with this girl and I went, God, you have my dick so fucking hard right now. And she goes, let me see it. So I fucking pulled my pants down. And she goes, no, let me see it. So I like dropped all trowel.
Yeah.
She leans down, grabs a hold of my dick, licked that motherfucker like a lollipop, walked out of the room. I pulled my pants up, walked out there, grabbed her by the back of her pants, pulled her back into that room, and threw her on the bed and fucked the dog shit out of her. Then when she wanted to leave later that night, I took her out to walk her to her truck, laid her on the tailgate, and under the moonlight, followed the moon path to your desire, banged the shit out of her over her tailgate too. Bent her over that motherfucker, just railing it. So I think trying to just go just out of my comfort zone because they said I couldn't do it. That is the strangest length I've gone, is to fuck somebody because they said I could not do it.
I have a similar story, sadly.
And I took that personally.
So I dated a girl for 2 months in high school because I spoke to her in the lunchroom one day and my friends were like, oh, dude, she's so hot. I was like, yeah. Like, you could never get that. I was like, challenge accepted.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Then dated her for 2 months, fucked her constantly. You know how it is in high school. Like, every chance you getting your fucking dick in there.
High school?
Yeah.
Shit.
As an adult,
Try me now.
I don't have the energy for that shit anymore.
Dude, I will give you one good round and then give me like 20 minutes and I'll give you another good round. Give me an hour. I'll give you another good round. Then we're going to bed for a little bit. But then when we wake up, I'll give you another good round. Like, I have a libido still.
I like morning sex, but I cannot come in the morning. I don't know why. Like, if I get out of bed and go to jerk off in the bathroom, it takes twice as long.
Bro, are you fucking... Dude, there are days that I wake up, I roll over, grab my phone, load up a porn, and start the day with a nut.
That's the thing, though, is I can't get that nut, and it frustrates the shit out of me. But if the chick, like, let me get a ride, I'm going to be like, okay. Like, I ain't going to come, but you get yours. Yeah. But then she's like, they fucking get all insecure and defensive and shit when you don't come. They're like, was there something with me? It's like, I told you I wasn't going to come before we started this. My only issue with morning sex is the times that it's been like, we have to get up and go do shit. You know, we don't have time. And I'm like, we don't have an hour to sit in here and fuck because we got to get going in like 20 minutes. Like, I ain't going to fuck for 5 minutes. Like, we're going to do this. We're going to fucking do it.
Now, let me ask you this. You ever been so nervous that you had some issues?
Like not getting hard or not coming?
Like not staying like fully hard?
No, I've heard that happen to people I know, but
I've been in one situation. Yeah. Well, two situations. The first time was my first time ever, so I give myself a pass because as soon as she put my dick in her mouth, solved that fucking issue.
Yeah.
I was having a threesome with a buddy of mine and his wife years ago. And she sucked my dick and it was raging fucking hard. And she handed me a condom. I put the condom on. She's sucking his dick. I get up behind her. I even like rubbed her foot on my dick. Like it was fine until I went to go put it in her. And then it was like, it just went 3/4 mass. And then I put it in her and I'm pumping. And all of a sudden I realized that motherfucker's like at half mass. I'm like, what is happening? I don't know if it was the condom was too tight, but I feel like that would hold the blood in. So I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I've never had that because my dick, when it gets hard, it fucking rock hard.
So I had to have a conversation with her because next time I was over there, he was telling me, he's like, oh, dude, she was like worried that she wasn't up to your standard or something that like you could. And I was like, no. And he goes, oh, I know. He goes, I'm a dude. I told her, honey, it was probably nerves. He said he's never really done a situation like this before, which was true. This was my first ménage à trois. And it was definitely just nerves, dude. So that's why I was just curious if you would ever have that happen to you. Because you know, some guys always worry about, oh, I'm going to come too quick.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with me. I know I'm going to come too quick that first one. That's why I'm probably going to jack off before I come see you.
Yep.
At least help. What was that? Hannibal Buress. Hell yeah, I'm jacking off. I'm an adult. I'm going to try to have sex for longer later.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bust this first nut out now.
Now, here's my problem. I have a stubborn dick. So I'll get in there and it'll be like, oh, we coming. I'm like, no, not yet. And I fucking work through it. And then it's like, okay, then I'm just not going to come at all then. And then you're just like, motherfucker, like, wake the fuck up. It's time to finish this shit. No, dude, the first time I fucked, I didn't come. Which I wasn't super attracted to the girl. She was some fucking hood rat. I was 17 and wanted to get laid.
Bitch, you was a hood rat. I'm just trying to fuck. Do it like a rat. Face down, ass up. Chicken head, dirty ass, no good trick. You hood rat bitch, you can suck this dick.
But yeah, like, I couldn't come. But I mean, I fucking loved sex. I literally, like, fucked her for a while. And then she got down on her knees, started blowing me. That didn't work. So I literally, like, she's on her knees and I just jerked off until I came.
Dude, one of the best fucking things in the world is when you got a bitch down on her knees and you lean down and you put your finger underneath her chin and you make her look up at you. And you're just like, bitch, I'm in fucking charge right now. And your dirty little whore ass can't do anything about it. I fucking love it. Sorry. I don't know where that came from. I've been writing too many stories lately. So Dane also wants to know, I love this question. I brought this question up to my dad, right?
Yeah.
What is the plural of MILF? Is it MILFs? Is it MILVs? Or is it MISLF? What the fuck is
that? Grammatically makes more sense because it's moms I'd like to fuck. But to me, MILF is less of an, what's the word I'm thinking of? Is it anagram? Acronym. It's less of an acronym and it's more of just a word within itself. So I go MILFs with an S at the end.
See, I'm going the elves token of
you're a fantasy fucker.
MILFs. So I'm going MILFs.
You're a fantasy fucker. That's why I knew you were going to say
I am a fantasy fucker.
Yeah, I go MILFs. But like I said, it's because I don't look at it so much as an acronym anymore as just a word.
I love a MILF, dude.
Oh, fucking. Dude, I told a friend of mine recently, I was like, mom bods are hot as fuck.
The best, bro.
Mom bod,
like,
you got that little bit of pooch in the stomach. Like, don't be mad about that, baby. I'm going to kiss all over that motherfucker before I go down and eat your pussy. Like you have never had it eaten before.
Even if you're working out, trying to get yourself in shape and shit, you still got a little bit of pudge or whatever the fuck. I'm going to kiss every inch of that motherfucker. Like, don't even worry about it.
I'll grab hold of it, man. Make you self-conscious as shit. I'm eating your pussy. I'm grabbing that fucking mommy belly and I'm fucking mangling it around and shit.
I had a girl one time. She was a bigger girl because, like, you know, I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
She took my cock and started rubbing it on her belly, and I was like, "This is interesting.
I've
never had this happen." And I was like, I mean, it felt all right because it was just warm skin, but I was like, what? And then she would like take my face and rub it on her belly. So I think that was just like, maybe I think it was just a thing of hers.
Maybe.
I don't know. Fenris, if you could enhance a sense, which one would you want it to be? My eyesight.
Sight, because we both wear glasses.
Yeah,
I just want 2020 so I can just buy cheap sunglasses and fucking wear them.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Plus,
sure.
Plus, I feel like any other sense would be almost like too much. Like, imagine if your sense of touch was amplified. Like, you're fucking coming all day because your dick's rubbing against your underwear, you know? Like,
any you know, if you burn yourself, it's going to be 20 times worse or whatever. Like, and think about smell.
So you're going to smell.
Yeah, good smells are fine, but bad smells.
You're going to smell people's BO and you smell every fart anybody lets out. Like, that's fucking horrible. Your sense of taste, maybe. But then, like I said, you're going to taste all that foul shit that you don't want to taste. Hearing.
Yeah, what if you're eating that steak that's delicious, and then you go home, you pour yourself a glass of milk, and you don't look at the date on the milk carton, and you take a swig, and it is exponentially worse.
Yeah.
No thanks.
And then what? There's hearing.
And then hearing?
You're going to hear all the farts. Even the silent ones, you're going to hear it.
Well, let me tell you something. My hearing isn't great because I used to have a 15 in my Explorer that I played very, very loud. Yeah. But there's an old man who comes into Walgreens who wears flip-flops and does not lift his feet in the slightest when he walks. And I can hear him shuffle through the whole store with the hearing I have now. I don't want that amplified.
But that's the thing, is you're going to hear the compressor on your refrigerator buzzing. You're going to hear the light bulbs buzzing, you know. It's going to be fucking horrible.
My tinnitus would be worse.
Yeah. So, yeah, no.
Or maybe
sight,
not. Maybe my tinnitus would be better. I don't know.
Even if you have super sight, you're just going to see further. I can't imagine your sight being so powerful that it's a problem, you know?
Was it Gabriel Iglesias that had that fucking joke about he went to the place that had Cuban coffee? And he said they said, you know, you only need like a shot worth of Cuban coffee. And they brought him like this little cup and he was like, no, I want a whole cup. And they were like, amigo.
I think that was him, yeah.
And then he said that no, it was Ralphie May.
Ralphie May, yep.
It was Ralphie May because he said, no, bring me a big fucking cup of coffee. So he drinks this big cup of coffee and he said, and then he goes, after I chugged that thing down about 10 minutes later, I could see into the future.
Yeah.
I was so wired. And then I stood up and shit my pants. God, R.I.P. Ralphie May.
Yeah, I met
that
him.
motherfucker.
He was a good guy.
I just want to reach up and grab that woman by the monkey.
That big fat old monkey.
That big fat monkey just looking at me. So this next question from Venris is a great question. How do you apply deodorant? It has recently come to Fenris's attention that some people go top to bottom, some people go up and down, which leads me to suspect that there are also people that go bottom to top.
I start at the top, but I go up and down and across. I paint it like a fucking paint roller. Because I'm a BO heavy motherfucker, and if I'm not wearing ample deodorant, I'm going to be fucking stanking by the end of the day.
Yeah, I am also an up and down.
Side to side.
Side to side, up and down. Get like at least a layer or two on there because I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
So
I'm a manly man.
If you put on your deodorant bottom to top,
that's weird.
Again, you probably eat your corn weird.
You probably eat your corn top to bottom too.
But yeah, definitely let us know in the comments.
You put your deodorant on bottom to top. Who hurt you?
Yeah, who hurt you? Jeff, what is your all-time favorite racing livery? So doesn't have to be a specific series.
So livery, for those who don't know, is a paint job on race cars. That's what it's called. I have a few. As far as like F1, the John Player Lotus livery, the black and gold, will always be up at the top of the list. The McLaren Marlboro livery was a great one. I'm sure you've seen some of these before. The Gulf livery is great. It's the blue and orange, like the 24-hour Le Mans 4 GTs were painted like that. Great livery. So Red Bull back in the early 2000s, I think, maybe the 2010s, did a Star Wars collaboration livery for one of the races. That was pretty fucking cool. NASCAR has had some cool fucking liveries. There's been tons of like comic book and movie and why did I just lose my train of thought? But yeah, like comic books, movies, video game liveries and stuff. But to me, the iconic ones are like, I know you've seen like I think it was Bill Elliott had the McDonald's car. It was like the red car with the big McDonald's logo on the hood. Always was fucking cool to me.
I remember that. I remember Jeff Gordon.
Dale Earnhardt always had a cool Good Wrench livery. As far as modern, I like, I think it's, NASCAR fans are going to get mad at me. I can't remember. Maybe Kyle Busch. The fucking #1 Monster Energy car. The all black car with the green Monster Energy logo on the hood. Apparently I have a thing for cars with the M's on the hood. Because the McDonald's and the Monster Energy liveries are fucking awesome.
My answer, can I choose a car that doesn't actually exist?
Sure.
It's a racing car. It's just not real.
I'll allow it.
It's a classic look. There's really nothing special to it, but I love the car itself so much. And I think it's called the Mach 10, but Speed Racer's car, bro.
Mach 1.
The Mach 1.
Yeah.
Dude, just that classic Speed Racer car, that look, the white with the red lettering and stuff. There's just something about it. I love it.
That's
it's
a good
sleek. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Speed Racer. Talk about like something that I watched when I was growing up that I then found out that my dad watched when he was growing up, and it blew my fucking mind that cartoon was that old.
Oh, yeah.
So good though. And honestly, fair play. I do not know how it holds up. But one of my favorite racing games when I was a kid on the PlayStation 1 was the Speed Racer game. It was so good. So I'm going to go Speed Racers Mach 1.
Cars. I like the A86 Corolla from Initial D, the like hero car from Initial D, the anime. That just white and black with the ramen shop logo on the door. Classic.
Yeah, dude.
There's been some
the Akira motorcycle.
The Akira
that sleek look.
Dude, there's a company that make they're fake Air Force Ones, but they're like anime inspired, and man, they have a fucking set that are Akira, and it's like a red shoe with all the logos. You've probably seen the ad for them.
I bet they look
They're
sweet.
so fucking like if I've seen Akira, it was a long time ago. I need to go back and watch it. But I just love that fucking shoe so much, I might end up ordering a pair whenever I have money.
You should order the pair, put them on, and then watch Akira.
Yeah. Like, Akira seems like an anime movie I would probably really get into.
And I'm curious. There's a lot of racing going on right now, isn't there?
I mean, yeah. There's always racing going on around the world.
I was just curious because Jeff's questions in the past couple of episodes have been very focused. So, Jeremy,
it's because the F1 season is going, and Jeff is watching F1 Drive to Survive. So he knows I'm an F1 fanatic. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why.
Oh yeah, it doesn't bother me. It's just something I've noticed. I'm like, Jeff has been very curious about F1 stuff recently. So Jeremy, we all know Ferrari is your F1 team.
Yes.
Which of the F1 teams can't you stand?
I can't stand Red Bull and Mercedes. I don't really mind the teams as much as I didn't like Lewis because he won like the last 7, or he won like 7 world championships in a row. Max Verstappen has won the last 2 and is going to win this one. He's won like half the races. His teammate has won the other half by like multiple seconds per race. Like, it's not even close. So yeah, I don't like, aside from Ferrari, I don't like teams dominating. You know, I want it to be close and exciting and suspenseful. And it just hasn't been that way for quite a while. I'm going to send you these shoes in Discord so you can see what I'm talking. They're so fucking good looking. God damn it.
And while you are doing that, if you would like to send us an email, go hit us at yetanotherbspod@gmail.com. You want to check us out over on Facebook. It is facebook.com/groups/yetanotherbspodcast. Check us out over on Twitter at YabsPod. You can find Jeremy almost never at Just Call Me Jezza. You can find me at Super Nerd Dalton. You can check out our website, which has our episodes and show notes, and it is all up to date thanks to one Mr. Puzzles Dane himself. yabspod.wordpress.com, yabspod.wordpress.com. And if you would like to donate to the show, it would mean a shitload to us. You donate $1, you get your name read out on each and every episode. You donate $5, you get that, plus all the extra BS that we record and throw up there when we have the time.
Which we're going to do one soon.
I know we keep saying that, but we are going to do one soon. So shout out to our wonderful patrons, Jeff, Kana, Mehgan, Team Retrogue, Ostara, Brian, and Eric. You guys rule. Thank you all very, very much.
Yeah, check those shoes
So let me look
out.
at these shoes.
I think they're cool looking as shit.
Okay, they're not as cool as I thought they would be, but they are cool looking.
Like, they're a very race inspired shoe. Like, it looks like some racing shit. So,
but yeah, on that note, man, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No. I'll say as my sign off, since I've been watching Jaws a lot lately, here's the swimming with bow-legged women.
Fair enough. And well, how do I want to sign off? Don't be afraid to get your confidence back. And as always, guys, take it easy.